And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching ABL Live. I thank you for being here because you could be anywhere, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate you for that. I'll be turning my camera on in just a moment. I just wanted to say thank y'all for joining me. We got a few topics on deck for the night. I guess the main one would be the Virginia gun rally. I would have loved to have been there, but it just didn't work out. I know it went very well for y'all, and I'm proud of everybody for setting the example that we as Virginians and as gun owners, period, from all over the country, want to set. You are safer when you are around lawful gun owners, law-abiding citizens, patriotic Americans than you are anywhere else. Go to a rally where nobody's armed, where there's violent people like Antifa. People are getting beat up, sprayed with all kind of chemicals and everything else. Trash is going to be everywhere. Come to a Second Amendment rally where people are armed. They said the first estimate was 22,000 people. Then they said over 60,000 people. I think the final tally was 68 or 7,000 people. Almost 70,000 people. No incidents, no fighting, no shooting, no cussing, no fussing, no carrying on. It was all good. Also, the impeachment's going on today. A big time nothing burger. Every time I see it on TV, I turn the channel. I'd rather watch anything. I'd rather watch paint dry. I'd rather watch the world turn. I'd rather watch the wind blow. I'd rather watch trees grow. I'd rather watch anything other than the impeachment. We'll talk about those two things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And again, thank y'all for joining. I most certainly appreciate y'all. Y'all could be anywhere, but you're right here with me live on the show. Definitely appreciate y'all for that. It's a whole lot going on. A whole lot to talk about. We have the impeachment happening. We have the gun rally. Also, Ilhan Omar being investigated. Oprah Winfrey backing away from the Me Too documentary. It's a lot of stuff happening. But first, let's talk about this gun rally. The gun rally was beautiful. If you were there, thank you for being there. Thank you for being a law-abiding citizen. Thank you for showing the world what we're all about. And thank you to the police that were there, the sheriffs from all over the state who said they're not going to enforce these draconian gun laws. You know, some places it's just not going to happen. All right. You got people talking about potentially having gun confiscation, although Ralph Northam may say they won't do gun confiscation. They won't go door to door. They won't have this. They won't have that. That's what he says right now. But things change in the future, especially when you want to have very strict gun laws. How are you going to enforce these gun laws without certain things in place that you're saying won't happen right now? At a certain point, we know what's going to go on. So let's not play any games. Let's just be 1,000% serious. Yes, he is, Mr. Giant Robot. We'll talk about that. We'll definitely talk about that for sure. And thank y'all. Hey, I'm sorry I couldn't be here on Saturday, but you guys know I would say Blexit. I'll talk about Blexit as well in this particular video. But let's talk about the gun rally. I'm very proud of y'all. I think one of the main things I'm proud of as far as the gun rally is concerned are all the people that were able to be there and be clean, picking up trash. When I say trash was getting picked up, I'm talking about people had like garbage, like some of the stickers, like people had stickers that said something about, gun save lives. Those are everywhere. Now, some of the stickers were on the ground. You had guys scraping the ground up to get stickers off the ground. I'm talking about the place was pristine. Like it probably was cleaner after they got done than it was before they got there. Okay, but then when you look at a women's march or a Black Lives Matter they would have burned the whole city down. Women's march, they leaving all kind of garbage, all kind of human waste, all kind of stuff there. Remember the whole pipeline protest? It may be kind of improper to compare the pipeline protest, but the same sentiment is there. And the reason why I say it's improper is because during the pipeline protest, they're there for days and they're pretty much living out there. But the waste from the pipeline protest was worse than the pipeline itself being there. They're talking about how unclean and how unsafe for the environment even if a pipeline were to spill, it wasn't as bad as the trash that was left. They put all kind of garbage right on the banks of a river. They had to get like backhoes and bulldozers and all kind of stuff to remove the trash that they had left from the pipeline. A women's march is a better comparison because you out there for a day, the same way the gun rally was. All kind of garbage was just left on the streets. All their signs, all their posters, everything was just left on the streets. But the gun rally, they were out there picking up even the smallest pieces of trash. It wasn't just one person. There were several people just doing it, not being paid or nothing. It wasn't even about that. It was about sending a good message. These people are very peaceful. They're non-violent, but they're not with all these crazy gun laws. So yes, we're going to be peaceful. Yes, we're going to clean up our garbage, but no, we're not going to comply with the laws. Now, if you feel like that's not a good thing, Ralph Northam, good luck on getting the police to help you with the enforcement. If you want to get the National Guard involved, now you didn't do something else. And I think at that point, you may have some federal intervention. That's just what I'm looking at. So, yeah, shout out to all you guys that were there. The funny part about the whole thing was the media. They were hilarious. They had all kind of egg in their face. If you guys saw my video, there was a montage put together by somebody that showed all the times the media were talking about how this is going to be a white supremacist rally, a KKK rally. Everybody's going to be out there in hoods. It was going to be Charlottesville 2.0. And I'm going to say this right quick. I was not going to say it, but I'm going to say it now. Charlottesville was not even as bad as what they said. One person, unfortunately, was killed, but they got hit by a car. Like, people get hit by cars and they get injured or die. That's not, I think that's new. Nobody was shot or, like it wasn't like what they said. And a lot of the violence came from the left-wing groups that were there. I can guarantee you this, if people were allowed to be armed, I don't know if anybody was armed on campus. I'm not sure if that was the case or not. But if you had law-abiding gun owners that were there rallying, it wouldn't have been all this ruckus and melee. Okay, if everybody has guns, anybody trying to fight you or running, it just ain't going to happen. Okay, everybody's going to be nice and polite and calm because everybody's armed. It's a great equalizer. Okay, and quite frankly, law-abiding gun owners are nice and peaceful, respectful people, regardless of the fact they have guns. But the guns are a deterrent from those that are going to come there and not be nice and respectful and polite as your typical gun owners are. So that's just what that is. But yeah, T-Pain says, pokes Virginia with the stick. Like, come on, do something. Yeah, but it ain't gonna happen. Charlottesville was not even that bad. That's my point at the end of the day. Like the media wanted to say this is a linchpin, this is a turning point. One person died, and the person that died was white, and the person that killed them were white. So that's the worst white supremacists, and when to kill somebody white if they hate blacks and everybody else. Wouldn't you kill somebody that's black, and wouldn't you do it intentionally rather than running into a crowd and one person unfortunately passing away? It doesn't even make any sense. But they said it was Charlottesville 2.0. They said it was going to be a Klan rally. They said it was a bunch of white nationalists. I didn't even hear anything about white nationalists coming because this particular issue is not one that could even be considered that. The Charlottesville thing was about the statue of Robert E. Lee, the Confederate general. Now, some would say that Robert E. Lee shouldn't be seen and he should just be put away into a museum. He was a traitor. He was a racist, all this, that, and the third, which is not even necessarily the case. Not all of it. Some of it about him losing, but the racist part, I mean, you could say the same thing about the left, the North, but that's a different story, and we'll move on. The point is that some may see that as white nationalists wanting to, quote unquote, preserve their heritage, even though it's not that. You could make that kind of quantum leap from there to there. Okay, maybe you could do that. But as far as the Second Amendment, how is that a white or a black or Asian or it's not a race issue. It's an American issue. It's about laws that are on the books that people are trying to circumvent and not follow. The Constitution, Second Amendment is right there. Freedom of speech. It would be the equivalent of being locked up for being a journalist and reporting on news that the ruling party in power did not want you to report on. You cannot get locked up for that because it says so in the Constitution. First Amendment, freedom of speech. It'd be the equivalent of potentially being locked up because of what religion you follow. If you are a Christian, if you're a Muslim or whatever, you cannot be locked up for simply having a religion that you follow. Now, if you go to Middle East somewhere, you might get stoned in public for having a different religion. Okay. Go to some parts of Africa or whatever, some of the Islamic places, try to be a Christian and see what happens to you. You might not even survive, let alone keep your freedom. You understand? Here, you don't have those kind of problems. All we want is for you to not be a violent person, regardless of what you practice. But you can practice anything you want, and nobody's going to put you in jail for it because you have that right as an American. It's a God-given right, but the government will protect that right, and they will not deny your right by locking you up. Now, it's the same thing as denying your right to be able to own a firearm, denying your right to be able to have certain types of firearms and ammunition. And the biggest thing, one of the biggest kind of rules they're going to have out is the 1 gun per month rule. Like, what if there's a Black Friday sale and I want to cash in? I want to be able to go ahead and get 2 or 3 guns. I've bought more than 1 gun in a day. I've bought 2 guns in a day. I bought a rifle, a long gun, and a handgun because, hey, they're on sale. I got a little bit of money. Okay, cool. I'm not a millionaire over here. I need to catch the sales. I'm the kind of guy that will have a broken chair for 9 months and wait until Black Friday to get a new one because it's a sale and I can get it for a better price. You see what I'm saying? I'm a practical person. So this whole 1 gun per month rule, it doesn't make any sense, but these are the kind of things they want to put on the books to start the process of taking your guns away, because the progressives always, quote unquote, progress. They don't stop at one place. They continue on. They put certain laws on the books, then they move on from there. That's pretty much how they operate. And Virginians don't want any parts of it. The craziest part is the media talking about, oh, the laws aren't on the books yet. Well, they're going to be, and there's going to be more. So let's not play games. There's already bills that are on the table. All the Democrats in Virginia, they want to vote for it. There won't be much opposition because they control the state from top to bottom, from the governance, like small governance, all the way up to the governor, the blackface KKK guy, him. So they control from top to bottom. Also, what's funny about the whole thing is how they tried to say that this was going to be a white supremacist gathering, a white nationalist gathering. Ralph Northam's talking about we don't want Charlottesville 2.0, this, that, and the third. But yet, Ralph Northam is the guy that got caught either wearing the Klan outfit or the blackface. Now, my question to anybody that says that it's not him in a yearbook picture is this. If it's not him in his yearbook picture, why did he put it there? All right. Now, I'm sure we've gone to school or something. If you didn't go to school, maybe you know somebody that has gone to school. All right. And we know what yearbooks are. Senior pictures are pretty important. You know, these go out to your friends and your family. They might be on the wall in your mom's house right now, your grandma's house right now. Okay, showing you when you were 16, 17, taking the picture, cheese eating, grin on your face, cap, tassel, all of that in between your eyes, the whole 9 yards, okay? They're very important. Yearbook, very important. You're going to put pictures there that are of you. If they're not of you, then they're going to mean something to you. It'd be like me saying, okay, here's a quote of my yearbook that says, okay, I hate Jews or something crazy like that. Then I'm saying, oh, well, I didn't really put it there. That's not really me. That's not really me saying it. Well, how did it wind up in my yearbook if it's not me saying it or if I don't agree with it? How did the picture of the Klan outfit and the blackface wind up in his yearbook if he doesn't agree with it, if he didn't put it there? So even if it's not him, which it probably is, the question has to be, why did he put it there? Nobody really cares about that on the left. Let that have been anybody on the right, we still be hearing about it today. It'd be like Charlottesville. You would hear about it every single day. Imagine if Donald Trump were to have a yearbook like that and he was to say, oh, that's not really me in the picture. Nobody would care that it wasn't him. It's in your yearbook. You didn't say that you were sabotaged and somebody hacked your yearbook profile page and photoshopped it there. You wouldn't say that. Nobody's going to believe it if you did. So my whole point is that it was funny seeing them talk about how it was going to be a Klan rally. But the governor, the leftist guy trying to impose these rules that we're protesting against, had an actual Klan picture and a blackface picture in his yearbook. So we're protesting against him and his laws and his yearbook, but we're the white supremacists. And all the pictures, you had Asians, you had whites, you had blacks, you had gay, straight, everybody, different religions, everybody was there, peaceful. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed that. If they do it again, I'm there. 1000%, I'm there. People were afraid. There's no need to be afraid. You know, they tried to have some Antifa come there. Antifa not really. That's one thing that I've kind of noticed about Antifa. They're cowards. They want to pick on people that are defenseless or those that they think can't really fight back. It's just like me. When I go out, if I got on a MAGA hat or some kind of conservative gear, I don't really get approached because I'm a big tall guy. I'm not like super giant, but I'm big enough. I'm bigger than your average person. I stand out in the crowd, and I'm a dark skinned dude, so they don't really want to deal with it at all. And I noticed that they want to pick on people that they see as not threatening, or those that just like bullies. It's just like bullies all over again. This is like high school. The bully will pick on those that they think can't defend themselves because they want to feel good about themselves. All right. Maybe they got bullied in high school or in their household, and then they want to enact that upon others. Regardless of what your situation is at home and your mental problems, I don't really care nothing about that. Just don't touch me and we'll be all fine. Let's all be about peace. And if we have opinion difference, it's okay. Let's talk about it in a civil way. Don't resort to violence. And the fact that people are armed at this rally ensures that the violence is not going to come. You got 70,000 people all have arms. You're not going to have a really big issue with some kind of fist fight when everybody has guns. It is what it is. All right. And if you're going to be the lone provocateur, it's just like going on a kamikaze mission. You don't want to do it, but I'll leave that right there for now. Tim B says, I've seen people claim Antifa was there, just not their typical behavior. Exactly. They're not going to be acting up. Like, if Antifa were there, why would they act up? Like, a lot of them aren't really built to actually fight one-on-one, let alone get shot in the hind parts. You understand? So they're going to be there, but not actually trying to fight because everybody has guns openly. It doesn't make any sense. It's not logical. At a certain point, although Antifa are kind of like leftist nut jobs, they're not going to go on a dummy mission or a kamikaze mission and end their life over nothing. So it is what it is. Alrighty. But shout out to everybody in here. And thank y'all for joining. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. That'll help me out tremendously. I do appreciate y'all. Now, let's talk about impeachment right quick. The impeachment trial is a big time nothing burger. And nothing going to happen with that. They're talking about this really, in my humble opinion, to try and make the president look as bad as possible. If they didn't have this whole charade, this whole distraction going on, then they wouldn't really have much when it comes to trying to defeat the president in 2020. Even with this, they still don't have anything, but without it, they have even less. Okay. I think, what did Trump say? They had nothing. Now they have less than nothing. Without the impeachment thing to try and make Trump look bad, they will have less than nothing. With it, they still have nothing. You understand? They have maybe a slightly better chance of doing well, or what some may consider well in the election, but not enough to actually succeed. So it doesn't even really matter. And it's very boring. And I heard that they were going all night. They were up to like 1 or 2 in the morning in the East, deliberate. Like, what are you even talking about for that late? Why must you be having proceedings at that time of night? For what reason? There's no reason to be up that late having proceedings on this impeachment trial. Really, this whole thing could be over in a week. I mean, because we know what the outcome is going to be. This is going to be the most anticlimactic impeachment ever. You may have some never Trumpers go out there and show their hind parts, Mitt Romneys and people like that. They may show their hind parts, but it's not 20 of them that are going to go jump out the window and say, okay, let's remove Trump. So it's not even really worth having. There's not going to be anything new revealed. All the information that we're going to find out was already discovered during the Russia investigation. Remember, Nancy Pelosi said on TV that the impeachment process really began back when the Russia gate was opened. That's over, and it yielded nothing. Some guys got arrested on ticky-tack stuff like Papadopoulos getting 6 days in the penitentiary, like 6 days in the penitentiary rather than the jail. Stupid stuff like that. You understand? Some guys got popped for like lying or misleading information, but there was no actual smoking gun. There was nothing really there. And as far as Ukraine is concerned, there's no quid pro quo. The media are making up stuff, misquoting the president. Adam Schiff misquoting the president, literally making up stuff, like reading the transcript and ad-libbing. It's like, sir, this is not an audition for a Hollywood movie. You would not be a good actor. Their head is like a bobblehead. You're not going to look good on camera. But I'll move on. It's not a Hollywood audition, sir. Read the transcript verbatim. Don't try to add stuff on it to make it seem worse than what it is. If the transcript is so bad, if what Trump did is so bad, then there's no need to add on to it. You add on to it because no, it ain't nothing there. You need to make it look as bad as possible for the American people to try and prove your point, because you underestimate really the intelligence of the American people. You think that we don't understand that you're not reading the actual transcript. You think maybe we can't read, that we don't have a transcript for ourselves and we can't see what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just, it is what it is. Oh yeah, the Senate's definitely going to acquit. The only reason why it got this far is because of the House, and it was a partisan vote. Now, I have a question for anybody that's been watching this. They had a vote again to send the articles to the Senate. Now, what did Tulsi Gabbard, how did she vote? Did she vote present again, or did she vote yay, or did she vote nay? I think she voted yay to send the articles to the Senate rather than present or nay. But I don't know that. That's why I'm asking you guys. And it's funny how she was getting praised for voting present, which is not even it doesn't make any sense. Why would you get praised for not voting? If you are an official that's elected, your whole purpose is to actually vote. If you don't vote, then what are we talking about? Why are you elected? To just hang out, to look pretty, take pictures, take selfies? Like, your whole job is to make decisions as an elected official. We decided to elect you to decide things for us, not to just be like, oh, I don't know, what do you want to do? This ain't time to go to the movies or, go get something to eat for lunch. We're talking about impeaching the president of the United States of America, deposing a leader. Basically, you want to say, I don't know, but I want to know if she voted yay, nay, present, or whatever the case. That's what I want to see. Oh, I saw that Tulsi Gabbard is suing Hillary. That's funny. You can decide to sue Hillary, but when it comes to actually deciding to impeach the president, I don't know, maybe I don't. She voted no to send the articles. Did she? That's interesting. Okay. Well, good for her. Too bad that it doesn't even really matter, because once it goes to the Senate, it's going to get killed anyway. It was a partisan vote from the beginning. The Democrats in the House were going to send it to the Senate. That was going to be the case from the very beginning. And we know that it's going to go to the Senate and die. So it's really kind of a nothing burger. Yeah, Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, says no quid pro quo. So it is what it is. I think everybody knows what it is. Yeah. I mean, Trump knows. Trump has confidence. I was on RT France today, and shout out to them. And they asked me about the impeachment, and they asked me, why does Trump have so much confidence? And I'm like, well, he knows that the impeachment will go nowhere. He knows that the Senate is going to acquit him. He knows that it's going to be over pretty quickly. And he knows that he'll be able to use this out on the campaign trail. He'll say they tried to impeach me. They tried to remove me. The deep state swamp. Everything he says and has been saying will be justified. He'll be vindicated, and he'll use that to boost his numbers up more than what they are already. The support for Trump is high during impeachment. After he beats it and stays in office, it'll get higher. And the left, they'll kind of go down a little bit. If you ran on impeaching the president, getting him out of office, you've been talking about that for years and years, like Maxine Waters and who else? Rashida Tlaib. They've been saying, we're going to impeach him, we're going to impeach him, we're going to impeach him. And then when it comes time to impeach, you get all the way to the mountaintop and you fall off, they're going to be like, all right, well, what was I all about? I could have just saved my time and my vote for you since you couldn't get the job done that I voted you for. So that's going to be funny. And you may see the House flip back to the Republicans if a few things go the way we expect. You'll see Trump get acquitted and reelected. So that may cause the House to go back this year because people will just come out and vote that don't normally vote. They'll vote Trump and then vote Republican straight down the ticket. That'll be what happens, in my humble opinion. Oh, yeah, it'll definitely help them. 1,000%. I thank y'all for being here, though. Definitely appreciate you. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Share it as well. It helps me out a lot. And if you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. Go ahead and subscribe right now. Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard is the same as everybody else. Tulsi Gabbard and Andrew Yang are the same as all the other Democrats. They just have kind of a unique gimmick or a shtick to them. Tulsi Gabbard's shtick is being anti-war. Although when Trump took troops out of northern Syria, she was against it. My Kurds, all this and that, like a war hawk. But anyway, that's her whole thing about being anti-war. And Andrew Yang has this whole thing about being, he's a fearmonger about automation. Like, being scared of automation is fear-mongering because automation is not a thing to really be afraid of, in my humble opinion. That's just how because there's always been automation. Automation is not a new thing. The way I'm able to come to you right now and talk to you is because of automation. This computer, my camera, my lights, and everything, like the phone, everything is automated. Things change over time. You got to adapt and you got to be able to keep rocking. Just like I think the milkman may have said that he doesn't want the refrigerator to be invented because automation killing my jobs. But the refrigerator has created an entire industry based around refrigeration. Restaurants are able to be more efficient because of refrigeration. What else? Grocery stores. I mean, there's all kind of things that are like convenience stores. The automation may have ended certain jobs that existed before the automation existed, but new jobs are created afterwards. That's just kind of how it always is. So, and then this whole thing about, the truck drivers are going to be out of a job. Please, come on. Like, there's still plenty of vacancies for truck drivers. I know guys that are on the road that drive trucks. It's not going to be like, you're not going to see autonomous trucks on the road anytime soon. And even if you did, that's not going to kill the trucking industry, nor will it just kill jobs in general. So he's an automation fearmonger, and he is kind of a younger guy and relatable, kind of goofy a little bit. Matter of fact, hold on. I have a clip of Andrew Yang, and I got to show it right quick. I thought it was pretty funny. Now, let's check it out. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring it up. All right. This is Andrew Yang going to a black church. Jesus said, if you lean on me. Do you see him? And I won't let you fall if you just lean on me. One more time. Jesus said, if you lean on me. Now, okay, if you want to go to a church service, that's fine. Hey, it's all good. Go to any church you want to go to. But I'm not gonna put on a robe and be in the choir. It's like, did Andrew Yang grow up in the black choir or something, or a choir in general? This is just kind of strange. I just don't really, I don't really get it. That's not really my speed. Now, some people may say it's fine, it's no problem, it's okay. But to me, it just seems kind of desperate to get some votes, honestly, to put on a church robe and just weird. But it's not as weird as when he put the whipped cream in the boy's mouth. That was really weird, but that's a different story, and this is a family show, so I digress. The point is that Andrew Yang, I don't know about him. He's just kind of funny to me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, go to a church and, like Trump. When Trump would go to a church, you just in the front row, clapping your hands, doing whatever. You're going to put on the robe and get in the choir? Like, oh no, I don't really makes any sense, but it is what it is. Hey, trying to get them black votes. It might, maybe it's going to work. Maybe you see him in the church in the choir robe, and maybe that'll work. Who knows? To me, it's hilarious. It's like, who said? Tim B says it's extreme and hilarious. Yes, exactly. Extreme and hilarious. 100%. Yang got some soul. Is he even Christian? I have no idea. None whatsoever. Was he singing? I don't know if he was singing or not. He just appeared to be kind of like, bopping to the beat. You understand what I'm saying? Did he have hot sauce? I don't know. Well, Andrew Yang put whipped cream in an adult's mouth, not a boy, like as far as like a child, but into an adult's mouth. Yes, they were celebrating the opening of a new Andrew Yang headquarters in Vermont or somewhere. I'm not really sure where the state was, but anyway, I guess how they celebrate up there is you can just let them put whipped cream in your mouth. It was really weird. It was in two guys' mouths, actually. Now, the campaign guy for Andrew Yang was kind of like right there trying to stop it from happening. But, he was a little bit too late to the trigger. And before you know it, you got the viral picture. It was pretty nasty. But, hey, it is what it is. They were saying, oh, it's a joke. I don't know if I joke like that with you, boss. I'm not going to, you know what I mean? I'm not going to do that. Yang is the Asian Beto, pretty much. That's what it seems like to me. All righty, but what else we got going on? And thank y'all for being here. Definitely appreciate you. If you would, please like the video. That'll help me out a lot. Let's see. Oh, Blexit. I'm gonna talk about that right quick. Thank y'all for coming out to Blexit. Anybody that came on out, I was glad to meet a lot of you guys for the first time or again. Thank y'all for coming out. I had a great time. A lot of great speakers. Of course, we had Candace Owens, Brandon Tatum, Mark Robinson. Who else? King Face, Larry Elder. I met Larry Elder. That was a surreal moment. I didn't even know what to say. I was tongue-tied. It was crazy. But shout out to Larry Elder. I want to get Larry Elder on the show. If I can do that, then that's, bucket list complete. Not the entire list, but it's just one thing on the bucket list that's complete. If I can get Larry Elder on the show. But he's super nice, super just open, like your uncle or your granddad or something like that. Super nice individual. So shout out to Larry Elder. Will Witt was there as well. He did a very good job. This was in Charlotte, North Carolina. We took a bus from Chattanooga. About 20 people were on the bus. So that was a really good experience. And thank y'all for coming out. There's going to be much more events like that, many more events like that in Carolina and other cities and states. And I plan to come to as many as I can if I'm able to travel, do whatever. I plan to come to some more, 100%. But yeah, it was a good experience to meet everybody out there. Let me see. Alrighty. Yeah, it was a drive, Molly. The 6-hour drive. It was a drive, but we were on the bus, so it was all good. I was in there pretty much sleeping half the time. Yeah, it's a whole lot of stuff going on. Would I interview Colonel Allen West? Absolutely, 100%. I love to interview him. Shout out to Allen West. That'd be a great interview. Brandon Tatum. I think I did say Brandon Tatum. Yeah, Brandon Tatum was there, of course. Thank you, Ozark Charm. I definitely appreciate you, 100%. And it's a lot of stuff going on. Hold on, let me see. Somebody asked me a question I wanted to answer. Oh, Ann Coulter. I've met Ann Coulter. She kind of knew who I was a little bit. I met her at Politicon. Very nice. Very, just, really feminine, a sweet, nice lady. I like her being tough, but at the same time, feminine. And this whole thing about kind of like trolling Trump on the wall, I think she means well by it. When I first saw her doing it, I was like, come on, Ann, what are you doing? But I think she's just trying to get it done, and she thinks that if she trolls him enough, then that may how can I say, that may incentivize him to go ahead and get her done if he sees the trolling and whatnot, and if people are getting his ear about getting the wall up faster. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Ann Coulter. Shout out to her, 1000%. And let me see. Oh, Oprah. No. Okay, let's talk about. Somebody said when I talk about Oprah, Ilhan Omar, and Prince Harry. Prince Harry, I gotta speak on him right quick. Just give me like 3 minutes on Prince Harry, and then I'll move on because this is a pretty important thing. Now, people are saying, "Hey, ABL, why do you care about the Royals? Like that's over with. 1776, it's a wrap. You don't care about the red coats, is that in the third? I get it. I'm with you 100%. I'm not interested in the inner workings of their politics affecting me or anyone else over here. I understand, but the situation going on is very important because it can affect us socially. People look at the royals as like some kind of higher level of existence for some reason or another, and they pay them attention. Now, what they're trying to do is what I thought was going to be the case from the very beginning, and it's been kind of confirmed, or not really confirmed. I would say that my opinion is being shared by Meghan Markle's sister, Samantha Markle. Samantha Markle is saying that Meghan just wants to be a Hollywood actress at a high level. I said in my video a few days ago about the situation that Meghan Markle decided to sabotage the situation over there with the royals so she could get Prince Harry to move with her back to Los Angeles so she can get back into the acting world and become somebody in Hollywood. She still has that hustler mentality from, being in West Hollywood or whatever the case may be. Of I gotta get with a A-list person, I gotta kind of gold dig, I gotta network this, that, and the third. Okay. Now people talking about, oh well, she backed out because Britain is racist. Please, Britain is a kind of a woke society. It's not a racist place. And if it was a racist place, why would you wait until now to be like, I want out? You didn't got married, had a whole baby, and you got to be part of the royal family. That's not some kind of small undertaking. Okay, you have to understand what you're getting into before you get into it. Prince Harry is a beta for allowing her to pretty much dictate the types of their relationship and to dictate how he's going to basically be. There was no problem with him being part of the royal family and doing his duties before Meghan Markle came. This is Yoko Ono all over again. Now, if you listen to Paul, he'll say it was John that left and broke up the Beatles, but really, Yoko Ono was a catalyst. Yoko Ono's all in the videos, all in the studio sessions, all around when she shouldn't be around, doing things wrong. And John sided with Yoko Ono. Same thing's going on here. Meghan Markle not really doing what's supposed to be doing, not following the protocol, how you supposed to behave and how you got to talk and how you got to be out in public. She don't want to do all that. And Harry is siding with Meghan Markle. As a result, she is leading the whole situation. She's leading him to do whatever she wants. And what she wants is to be a Hollywood actress. It's kind of a petty hustle because why would you go from being a princess almost, a duchess in the royal family to going back to, crack cocaine being smoked on the outside of your apartment, trying to get roles in the Nutty Professor Part 4, trying to get voice acting gigs. They can't even see your face. Okay. Meghan Markle was a D-list actress at best. Now she decided to marry a guy in the royal family to become a B-list actress. For what? Why? Still got that hustler, grinder, independent, I could do whatever I want mentality and can't let it go. So that's the whole thing. That's the whole reason why she's even there. If it were not for the fact she's trying to be somebody in Hollywood, she would not even be with him. Okay, she'd be out there in Hollywood still running and gunning, dealing with whoever can get her the next role on whatever kind of movie, dealing with the casting couches, if not for Prince Harry. Prince Harry is her ticket off of the casting couch. But I digress. Family show. Anyway, move on to the next thing. Oprah. Now, Oprah backed off of the documentary about the Me Too kerfuffle as it relates to Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons is a big-time music industry executive. At one point, or maybe even still now, he headed up Def Jam Records. His, I think, brother or cousin or brother, Run from Run DMC, was one of Def Jam's first acts. So you see how that kind of goes. Anyway, Russell Simmons had been accused over the years of being inappropriate with women, sexual harassment, this, that, and the third. Oprah was doing a documentary about the situation. She was producing a documentary. Now, Russell Simmons came out against Oprah, who is apparently his friend, with a 4-page letter on Instagram talking about how could you do this, that, and the third. He had an Instagram video talking about it. And after that, she backed away. But then she came out recently and said she backed away, not because of Russell, but because of the production team not having all their ducks in a row. The craziest part is that she said that some of the women's stories were not really consistent. There were some gaps in the stories, and it's kind of hard to believe, but yet she still stands with them and believes them. So it's like, how can you stand with them and believe them when you yourself say that they're inconsistent with the story? Which one is it? Is their story airtight or no? Do you see flaws in their story or no? If you see flaws in the story, then why would you put your name to it? She backed away from it, although she still defends the women. It's really weird. What I think is happening is that she backed away from it to look kind of okay to her Hollywood friends and also to avoid legal problems. It's strange. Or it could be a whole big PR situation because the movie comes out at Sundance on Saturday, the 25th of this month. Okay, so, I mean, it could just be a media tour to get negative attention on the movie and at the same time absolve her of any kind of wrongdoing. This could be kind of a 4D chess move, but the IQ ain't really high, so it's easy to spot her, her direction and where she's going. But I leave that right there. Yeah, Oprah knew. That's right, Sushi. Shout out to Sushi, my man. Oprah knew. She was a big time Harvey Weinstein supporter, friend. You get pictures of them all over the place. She's kissing all on them, hugging all on them at dinners and all kind of stuff with Harvey Weinstein. That's fine. No problem with that. Where's documentary about Harvey Weinstein, Oprah? I don't see one. Also, her school in Africa had some sexual assault allegations. You may not have heard about that, but a few years ago, well, quite a few years ago, this was like 2007, right around then, her school in Africa had allegations of the women assaulting the girls at the school sexually. Okay, it could have even been a prostitution ring where they're being sold off to foreigners. I don't know about the latter part, but the prior part about the administrators assaulting the kids actually was on the news, and that happened. She was like kind of apologizing for it, not fully, but kind of doing that. So where is the feature film about that, Oprah, about your school where the girls, I'm talking about kids, not even adult women like Harvey Weinstein was accused of. I'm talking about little girls, like grade school girls being sexually assaulted. Where's the documentary about that, Oprah? Oh, you don't want to do that one, but you want to talk about Russell Simmons, not Harvey Weinstein or the 10, 11, 12-year-old girls that are being assaulted in your school in Africa. Very interesting, but that's how Hollywood is. Do as I say, never as I do. If I don't like you, I'm going to launch a campaign against you to frame you, to smear you. But me, I won't tell you my dirt because I'm perfect, you're not. That's kind of how it goes in Hollywood. The elite do whatever they please, okay? That's why Bill Cosby was able to be out here running and gunning for as long as he was able to be, because he's Bill Cosby. What are you going to do? That's kind of how it goes, but I digress. You can't trust Hollywood at all. Hollywood is a very evil place. It is what it is. But thank you to everybody that's here. I appreciate you for joining. Like the video if you have not liked it yet. I thank you if you did that for me. 1,000%. Oh yeah, the money's just falling out the sky. 100%. Absolutely. Tanner Williams says Oprah's movement is about making black men appear as overpowered sexual deviants. KRS-One Face said that's the agenda. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it at all. She's been with Stedman for 33 years and didn't marry him. Like, you're trying to like make him be kind of emasculated. You see what I'm saying? And those that wouldn't take a thing like that, you want to have them be portrayed as like beasts and monsters, but not yourself or people like Harvey Weinstein, who you're great friends with. Okay, I would not be surprised if she were also friends with Jeffrey Epstein. It wouldn't surprise me in the least bit. I would just be like, yep, that makes sense. It fits right in 100%. Yep. And Ilhan Omar is being investigated, quote unquote. I want to see where it leads. Does she get actually out of office? Well, she has to be reelected. So what's going to happen? Will she get locked up? What's going to be the result of this? There's a woman running against her in her district that is an immigrant, a refugee from Iraq who fled under Saddam. Okay, so I want to see how that goes. Was it Iraq, or I think it was? I'm pretty sure it was Saddam. So I want to see how that goes. You know, you got a Republican Muslim woman versus a Democrat Muslim woman, both refugees, both fled actual civil war. So when you're talking about the media, how are they going to depict the actual conservative woman? Like, what are they going to say about her to try and smear her in favor of Ilhan Omar? Especially since Ilhan Omar has all these kind of charges on her head. You have marriage fraud, bigamy, incest, tax fraud, tax evasion, all kind of crimes that are right on her, campaign finance violation, all kind of stuff. Okay, if you got guys getting locked up that have an affiliation to Trump for campaign finance, like the guy, what's the guy's name? Lev, whatever his name is, the quote unquote star witness of Rachel Maddow tried it out. This guy is under federal indictment for campaign finance violation. Now, if that's the case for him, then surely Ilhan Omar would face the same kind of thing for the campaign finance violation and the immigration fraud and the tax fraud and the student loan education fraud and the bigamy and the incest. Okay, how you going to get married to your brother? Like, that's not even really a conspiracy theory. That's not a tinfoil hat thing. That's a real thing. Okay, the person that she got married to has an identical name. Their surname, Noor Saeed, Sayer, whatever the name is. It's like a three-name surname. It's identical to her family that fled Somalia with her. They kept their three-name last name and went to UK. She came to US with different people, with a different family, and changed her name from that three-name surname to Omar because she was not related to them, but for the purposes of coming to the United States, she said that she was. That's fraud right there. They won't get her on that because she was a child when that happened, like 12. But the other things that she has done since she's been a grown adult, like the marriage fraud, the campaign finance violation, the immigration fraud, the tax fraud, all of that stuff, oh yeah, they're going to get her on that, and I can't wait. 1,000%. Lev Parnas, that's right. Lev Parnas is the guy that is under federal indictment for campaign finance violation. If he has a Fed indictment on his back for that, and it's to the point where he's got to snitch to clear his name, surely Ilhan Omar will be under the same pressure. Now, I want to see if she gets under that same kind of pressure, if she's going to snitch on the squad. There's some campaign finance going on there with Rashida Tlaib, possibly. There's been some little rumblings, not Ayanna Pressley, but AOC. Some rumblings there with some campaign finance violations, some fraud going on there. So I hope she gets indicted and snitches. That'll just be the squad. It'd be the grand opening, grand closing in the same couple of years. And the same time they got elected, it'd be the same time they will be no more in the Democratic Party. Now, if they stay in the Democratic Party, that's kind of good for us on a national level, but it might not be good because those that got to live in those districts, I feel for, because you're going to be led by total morons that have no idea what's going on, and they're going to lead the Democratic Party in that direction. So all of the Democrats will now be behaving like morons. They'll be more like morons because they'll be just following the footsteps of their Democratic counterparts in Washington, D.C. So you don't want that at all. Alrighty. But thank you all for being here. I definitely appreciate you. You guys have been fantastic already in the chat. The chat is good. 630 live in the building. Fantastic. I'm loving it. Like the video if you have not liked it so far. That'll do me That'll do me wonders. That'll do me a very good favor. All right. I'm just reading the chat here right quick to see what's going on. Did I get everything? I think I got everything. Hold on. I'm missing something. It's a whole lot of stuff going on. It's a whole lot happening. But I want to say again, if you're just now coming in, the Virginia gun rally was a success. Everything was all good. No fighting, no hubbub, no commotion, no nothing of the sort was going on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can find the clip of the guys cleaning up in the rally in Virginia. And you're gonna see what I mean when I say that they were really like scraping the ground, cleaning up stuff. You're gonna really kind of see it. Hold on. Matter of fact, here it is. Let's check it out. Let's go ahead and pull it up. And hold on one second. Let's see. So you see the freeze frame right here. You got guys on the ground literally picking up stuff. You see my man right here? It's a sticker right there on the ground. The stickers everybody had that says gun save lives. One of the stickers is on the ground and it's stuck to the ground. He's literally hands and knees picking the sticker up off of the street, scraping it up.
We're out here trying to protest, but we're not trying.
See, you're picking up like small pieces of trash with your bare hands or with a glove on it, but you understand what I'm saying? No tools or nothing, just your hands.
Trying to destroy the city. This is still the world. We still got to keep it clean. So we're out here trying to make sure that after everyone's done, we left the place like we found it. And we're just trying to make sure that, you know, Richmond's still a great city.
Boom. I mean, what more needs to be said? It says it all right there. It says everything that you need to know right there. And matter of fact, I'm gonna get a freeze frame picture right quick so I can show you guys, you know, really what's going on. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, there it is right there. All right. So on the left, you have the Women's March. This is after it's done. They've all gone. They've all left. All their signs are right there. You know, everything's just, it's a mess. You had 70,000 people in Richmond for the rally, and this is what it looks like afterwards. This is the Capitol. Hold on. This is the Capitol building right there. I've been to Richmond. I know what it looks like. It's kind of like up in the hill a little bit. There's a little gate right there in front. See a little gate right there? That's a Capitol. So you see what's going on here. Alrighty. All right. So, alrighty. Can you hear me? Hold on one second. I have a caller for you guys. I gotta get myself situated so I can hear them. All right. All right. Can you hear me? Maybe they can hear me, but I can't hear them. All right. Let's try this one more time. All right, caller, can you hear me? I hear you well. So this is a very special call for me. Tell everybody, before we get started, tell everybody who you are and what we got going on right now.
My name is Kim Mack, and I am running for Congress for the 18th Congressional District in Pennsylvania, which includes the city of Pittsburgh and the surrounding 53 municipalities. All
right. That sounds good. So how has the campaign been going for you? Tell me about what you've been facing as far as trying to get things moving and some of the things that people may see behind the scenes, or things you see behind the scenes that others may not see behind the scenes.
It's been hard, especially raising money. And I want to thank everybody that, in your listening community that donated to my write-in campaign. In 2018, I really appreciate it, but it's been really hard. And I don't know, I do know it's very little support from the PA GOP, but the GOP in general, especially for candidates, Black candidates.
Right. Now, what can they do really to get more support out there for black candidates all over the country? What are they not doing that they should be doing?
Fundraising, helping with fundraising, even just simple things like access, to donors, access to really good, accurate lists of voters. So you could go and door knock. Right now in Allegheny County, our list was really shoddy. We had a lot of people who moved, or even people that were dead, all kind of stuff. But it's a national problem. At first, I thought it was just a state problem, but I've been talking to other candidates around the country, and I really, to be honest with you, Anthony, I really don't think that the GOP wants the diversity that they talk about. I really don't think they do, because walkaway is real, Brexit is real, but they're not supporting candidates. I personally know of candidates that were threatened or bribed or both to get out of the race, white and black. So I think it's really, but particularly for the black candidates, but I think it's something that, President Trump shook up the GOP. It'll never be the same. He really opened it up to be a big tent, but, more inclusive. And I believe that the party elites at the top don't want it to be that way. I mean, they hate him too, and so I'm not taking it personal, but it is a personal situation for me, because, and the other candidates, I've talked to candidates across the country, whenever we've been in the room, and we all singing from the same hymnal that the GOP is not supporting us. And, I can look at, even on the state level, they're just not.
Right.
So I think you have to want it, and really want it, and not just give lip service to it. Because, if you're going to recruit candidates, then you need to support that. And that's not what's happening.
Now, a question could be about just the elites wanting to keep their people in power. They got the good old boy system. They've been in there for a long time. They want to keep power, and they don't want to give it up to anybody else, or they want to have somebody they can control. You're talking about there's one guy that's trying to run against you. Maybe they want to control him. Maybe they known him for a long time. And with you, they can't predict what you're going to do. They can't control you. So could that be part of it, that they want to have control from the elite level, and then don't want to give it to anybody new? Could that be part of it as well?
I think it is part of it. But my candidate is so young. He was recruited, as a personal slap against me. We have this thing called committees, the GOP local committees, and we went. I was invited to come speak, and he invited himself. It was his first public appearance, from what I understand, and he told them that he was 24 years old, and you have to be 25 to run. So the next time, he and I met up, he was talking, and I said, and I checked his social media, it said 24 too, and I said, you're not old enough to run, you need to be 25. And he says, oh, I'm 27. She misunderstood. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So for me, and not knocking, young people, because young people are doing some dynamic things. However, my district is so complex that, you need some, and he doesn't even live in the district. So It was a double whammy. Yeah, it was a double whammy, on a personal level, because, he's an outsider. He was recruited to run against me. And, he did, I think, maybe 18 months to 2 years in the military, maybe that long. And I think 18 months is the shortest time you could do. And I respect his service. Don't get me wrong. My dad served in Korea. My brother was in the Marines and the Air Force. My husband did 2 tours in Vietnam. In fact, my late husband is buried in the cemetery in the Alleghenies, the military cemetery. So I respect service. But he went from mom and dad's house to government, house, and taking orders, and he has no life experience. So I find it offensive that they would put this person up, to run against the 25-year incumbent. It's just, but that's just the kind of tricks that are being played. But I really think it is about the power, like you said, not wanting to relinquish it. And quite frankly, the way I look at it is two heads of the same snake, because Pennsylvania has 18 congressional districts, and every other election, well, actually, truly every election, there's one seat that's unopposed. And for my 18th district, the new 18, it's the even number. So like it'll be not the non-presidentials, I should say, because they're all even. So like there was a candidate in 16, no candidate in 18. That's why I ran as a write-in. So now there's a candidate in 20. Me in the sky. So it's, to me, for them to do something like that, it's I don't want to call it a conspiracy, but it's definitely collusion between both parties, because, the NRCC, it doesn't allocate for 17 districts, it allocates for 18. So I want to know who's divvying up that money every other election, and when you start following the money, you get all kind of answers.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I got to ask you about your platform for people that don't know who you are. Tell everybody about your political affiliation. People are saying, is she on the left, on the right? Obviously, you're on the right, but tell everybody about your political affiliation and what your platform is. What you want to bring to Pennsylvania as, an elected official.
Well, that's a twofold question. Okay. My platform, well, I am a Republican. I used to be a Democrat, so I can't, and people say, well, why do you say that? And I said, I can't tell you. I've been an advocate. I've been a grassroots advocate and activist for more than 30 years, and I don't tell you what I've been doing. I've been a Republican since 2016. I switched for Trump. I call myself a Trumplican because I'm conservative and I support this president. First and foremost, I am unapologetically Christian. And so I am pro-life, abortion is black genocide. I'm for the Second Amendment. I'm really afraid of what went on in Virginia. And I feel like they're coming for Pennsylvania next. And if we don't stand up against that, it's going to just be a horrific situation, because once you grab the guns, there are no more amendments. That's just the way life works. I am for the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, all the rights, because right now, we are a constitutional republic. The Democrats have you fooled to thinking it's a democracy, and that's mob rule, so that's not what we're for. For school choice, parents decide, whether you want public, private, homeschool, parochial. I'm for school choice. I'm for vouchers, because education is truly the only way out of poverty. For healthcare, I really want to push more preventative care. I'm a healthcare advocate. So if we just, I don't think we should have created a new program. So Obamacare needs to be repealed. And if we just eliminate the waste, fraud, and abuse for Medicare and Medicaid and improve those programs so that people don't fall through the cracks, I think we would be fine. Because once you create another program, now you have the bureaucracy that's coming, and all the waste and all the fraud and abuse from that. I'm for limited government, giving it back to the states. More power to the state and local. I personally am for term limits, because look at people like Maxine Waters. Even my incumbent, he's been there for 25 years doing nothing. So I'm for term limits. I really think 12 years is enough, quite frankly. 2 years of learning curve and 10 years to get whatever you want to get done, because if you can't get it done in a decade, you need to go home. I'm for immigration reform. Build the wall. Please finish the wall, Trump. Please, please, please. Because people are not talking about illegal immigration gentrification. It's really hurting the black community with the illegals, taking the jobs. And I'm not for no sanctuary cities, no sanctuary states. I'm not for DACA, and I'm not for amnesty. Just build the wall, Trump, and hurry up and finish it. For my community, I want to bring, redevelopment, revitalization, jobs, more jobs. In fact, I actually am working, trying to bring jobs before I'm even elected, with a program called Jobonomics. I am their regional coordinator for the Three Rivers Project, which includes the 6 counties in southwestern PA, which is Allegheny, Westmoreland, Beaver, Butler, Armstrong, Washington counties that surround the Three Rivers. So but actually on the opportunity zone, URC, I represent Western PA. So I want to start with the 6 counties, and if I can bring these jobs before I'm even elected, people will know that I'm serious about what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking about it, I am about it. And for my community, infrastructure is key. We have bridges. We have over 2,000 bridges in Allegheny County, and they're crumbling. Our roads are crumbling. Neither politician from Allegheny County, Mr. Lamb or Mr. Doyle, love the community enough to bring back money to fix the roads. So I definitely want to do that. I'm for job apprenticeships and internships and externships because we need job readiness, and we also need to teach the young people that are coming up about a good work ethic, because welfare has broken the spirit of the community, for everybody. And so I am definitely for lower taxes and anything to increase job incentives and more fiscal responsibility, balance the budget. I think that's one thing that I would say that Trump hasn't been able to do, and I know it's because of the swamp, in terms of, balancing the budget and eliminating the waste, fraud, and abuse, although they did cut a lot of regulations, so I'll give him a high five for that. Mm-hmm. But, and I'm definitely for America First. America First, quite frankly, until every person that wants a job have one, every homeless person that has a home, we don't need to take not one more person in, not one more, because we got enough people here who are suffering. So for my community, like I said, I want to bring jobs, and I want to bring innovation. I want to bring truly effective leadership that really cares about the people, because the first thing I will do, quite frankly, is to have a meeting in every single community and ask the people what do they need. And if it's not in my jurisdiction, because some things are state and local, at least I'll point them in the right direction, because that's the problem. These people used to be public servants, but now they're self-serving, and all they're doing is, lining their own pockets. So I want to hear from the community, what is it that you would like to see, and what is it that, and I just want to improve it. I've been fighting for this community for a very long time, before people even knew I existed, and like you said about control, no, I'm not controllable, and I'm not everybody's cup of tea. It's okay. You don't have to like me. You just got to respect me, and we could agree to disagree without being disagreeable. But right now, because I was a Democrat, I'm used to working around Democrats, so I bring true bipartisanship, because I've seen the best and worst of both parties. So this deal I'm trying to do with Jobonomics, I'm working with Democrats right now because they control it. They control it, so I have to work with them. So but it needs to be a respectful work relationship, where people are honest and have some integrity. I'm trying to bring integrity back and back into public office, quite frankly, because it's gone.
I heard you on that. Well, very well said. So tell everybody your name one more time, and tell everybody how they can find you and how they can help with your campaign.
I'm Kim Mack, KIMMACK, 7 beautiful letters, easy to remember. On Facebook, it's Kim Mack for Congress. On Twitter, it's at Kim Mack 2016. I'm gonna get me Instagram up. I gotta get with Instagram. So it's coming. And but right now, Facebook, I have a website. It's basic, but it's coming. I'm proud of it because they put it together really quick for me. And it's PA4Kim.com, PA4Kim.com, and actually it routes back to Kim Mack for Congress, because that's a lot of words to be typing in. So I figure if we keep it simple, PA4Kim.com, you could get to me, and that's the website. And, I talk about the power of 10, and I really want to tell people about that, because if 10 people tell 10 people to tell 10 people to give me $10, that's 10 grand. If 10 people tell 10 people to tell 10 people to vote for me, that's 1,000 votes. So, 10 is what I talk about, the power of 10. Any politician hears from 10 people, it gets their attention. So I need people to understand, because when you give to the candidates that you like, it goes directly to them. When you give to these national organizations, you don't know where it goes. And quite frankly, if you want more conservative people to win, regardless of whether they're black or white, if you want conservative people that, believe in what you believe in and stand up for your values, you got to invest in your candidates. I mean, there's palm cards, there's signs, there needs to be events so that you can get out to people. And it takes money to do that. And I really think that's one of the reasons why, because the GOP doesn't want to invest in new candidates, and Democrats are well funded. My opponent has $1 million in his coffer, and his opponent had at least $200,000. So I'm telling you, they come in well funded, and it does take money to get it done. So but every little bit counts, and people need to know that. Just that's why I speak about the power of 10. My community is a poor community. 80% of my district is socioeconomically depressed. So when somebody gives me $10, that's like 1,000.
Right.
When I have people, especially on a fixed income, retired seniors, and they give me $10 with tears in their eyes to tell me how they appreciate what I'm saying. They love me, keep fighting, baby. That's what they tell me. I know, how much of a sacrifice that is. And I just, I want people to know that don't think that just because you can't give, a big donation, it doesn't matter. Every dollar counts. Truly, every dollar counts.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you for calling in. Everybody's gonna go to the website PA4Kim.com. Help you out that way, and if they can vote in a particular area, vote for her. She got the right message. She has the right vision, and can bring some real change for that particular part of Pennsylvania. So, thank you for calling. I definitely appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your audience. God bless you, as always. Thank you so very much.
All right, God bless you.
Bye-bye now.
All righty, the caller was Kim Mack, and she's running for local Congress, state Congress in Pennsylvania. And that's going to be like Pittsburgh, Allegheny County, that area. All right. So shout out to Kim Mack. You guys go to the website. All righty. And thank you all for being here. I definitely appreciate you. If you like what you're hearing so far, please hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, share the video as well. We're going to get into the calls. The lines are starting to blow up. The number to call is 434-658-1220. People saying I should run. Hey, you never know. You never know what the future will hold. I think I'm just like Kim. People they want me to do a thing. They want me to be out here doing stuff. I do for you guys. I'm driven by y'all. Without y'all, wouldn't be no me. So I thank y'all for all the kind words, all the time. Let me go ahead and get my audio and stuff tightened up so you won't hear the ding, ding, ding every time the phone rings. All right, let's go ahead and get this done. There we go. 952, you on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, my name is Edwin.
Alrighty, Edwin, what's going on?
Hey, not too much, ABL, not too much. Well, actually a lot. I just heard your interview with Kim Mack, who's running for Congress in Pennsylvania, and I got to tell you, as a brother, I am so happy to see more black conservative people running for office. And I just have to say really quickly that there are a lot of conversions happening. People are starting to wake up because we're sick and tired of what's going on in our communities.
Oh, absolutely. I'm seeing it every day. People are starting to wake up. People are changing the way that they have been thinking for a long time, for years and years and years. Because like you said, people are getting sick and tired of what they've been seeing for years. Things don't change. Things don't improve. So why not try a different way to go about it and see if that works?
Oh, no, I completely agree. I mean, if you look, just like what she said, we're basically outsourcing ourselves. I mean, by allowing, millions upon millions of illegals into the country, and they are basically re-gentrifying black people out. I mean, I just look at D.C. You look at Northern Virginia. I mean, when I grew up in Northern Virginia in the 70s and 80s, it was probably 85% Caucasian or white, maybe 10% black, and then you had a mixture of various cultures in, which is fine. And now I live in Minnesota now, but when you go back there, it's just full on immigration city, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, ABO. I'm not against people coming to America to make a better life for themselves, but they should be coming legally. And that's kind of how I feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to come here and like assimilate into American culture. Be an American. That's the whole thing. We're all Americans, so be an American.
Right. And then the issue is, ABL, by the way, it's a great show that you have. Just wanted to throw that in there. The primary issue is that people that come here into America don't want to amalgamate or accept our way. They want it their way. And we meaning Democrats, not me, but I mean it's the Democrat Party, they're all too welcoming to allow them to tear down this country. I mean, if you think about it, just think about it logically. I think you said it maybe the other day. You got basically 50% of the people working, right? Which means 50% aren't, right? So the 50% are supporting the other 50%. And now you want to allow in tens of millions of undocumented immigrants. Who's going to pay for all this stuff?
Yeah. Right, exactly. My thing about people being undocumented is like, how can you be allowed to be here while you're illegal? I mean, you're committing a crime by being here. And if I commit a crime, if I go out and I just say, you know what, I go to the grocery store, I'm hungry, I'm going to steal some food. I can't just do that and not get arrested. I can't commit a crime and not have any kind of penalty happen. That's just not how society operates. Now, if you're allowed to commit crimes and no penalty happens, then you don't have a society, you have anarchy. That's happening right now in California in certain places where you're allowed to basically steal up to like $1,000 worth of stuff. People are getting their cars broken into every day and nothing is happening. There's no, you can't live like that. So people got to be law abiding. That's just long and short of it, really, in my humble opinion.
No, I think that you're right, ABL. And if you look at it, I think it's part of a bigger plan. And the plan to me simply is this. The plan is to simply wear down the society by trying to take the guns away, right? If you can take them away in Virginia, you can take them away in Pennsylvania, you can take them away in Kentucky, and you can take them away in North Dakota. You know what I mean? And then when you take the guns away, then you can just institute all these liberal leftist policies that they want to institute, and then they will basically make us conform. Well, if you don't want to conform, we'll shut down your water. You'll lose your job, or you won't be able to buy food. We'll shut down your banking. I mean, where does it stop?
Right. Good point.
So anyways, that's all I had to say. I'll go back to listening. Great show, ABL. I love your show. Take care, my man.
All right. Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. I most certainly appreciate him. And you guys on the drill, the number to call is 434-658-1220. I see a comment in the chat that's pretty much on point. Jessica Smith says Nova started changing in the late 80s, early 90s. That's Northern Virginia, if you don't know. My dad briefly moved back there after leaving the Army in the second time in 1990. By then, he said it was very diverse. Yeah, Northern Virginia, it's not, Northern Virginia is, it's like the East Coast, Seattle, maybe. It's kind of hard to describe. It's just basically DC. When DC becomes more prosperous, when the nation becomes more prosperous, so does DC. Because all the federal money goes right there, emanates in the immediate area out. All the government contractors, government employees, some kind of way you work ancillary with the government, you live right there inside of DC. If you are like a trillionaire, or you live in a surrounding area, Northern Virginia, parts of Maryland, not as far as Baltimore, but like, Waldorf, Bowie, stuff like that. You live out there. That's where all the DC money is. 219 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
CTC, my friend.
All right, now, what's going on?
Nothing much. Living up in Indiana, I'm hearing that the weather is going to be terrible tomorrow. Yippee.
Is it going to be like a big
anyway,
snow event?
Hopefully, no.
Oh, okay. All righty.
So, one of the topics I want to talk about, hearing about the whole Virginia gun rally. One that's shockingly, is supposed to be a white nationalist, neo-Nazi, KKK roundup, and all that hogwash.
That's what it was supposed to be. That's what I was told. I was told by basically every station in mainstream media that it was going to be, white nationalists, Ku Klux Klan, every bad thing you can think of from, the white community was going to be there, but it didn't wind up being that. I'm not surprised, but I guess the mainstream media were totally shocked.
Yep. And the thing is, looking at YouTube, trying to find out the whole gun rally, all news networks from certain C channels, if you know what I mean. And being supposedly a white nationalist and all that jazz, they're doing a really terrible job at it.
Yeah.
But since you got every ethnic, I don't know how to properly pronounce it, so apologies. Well, basically every nationality, from being African American or just African in general, Asian, Hispanic, Portuguese, Russian, or whatever, all kinds, male and female too, all there. Firearms out, no violence, nothing.
That's right. I mean, and everybody
What
was
a
in harmony.
letdown.
Everybody was in harmony together, hanging out, having a good time. No violence, no fights, no cussing, no fuss, and it was all good. It was like a big church service.
Without the whole singing and standing up and sitting down, thank God. But, no pun intended.
Right.
I was also going to say that it kind of reminds me of this an old black and white film. I think it's called the Grape of Wrath. You heard that one?
No.
It's supposedly about near the end of the 20s, the 1920s to the 30s, during the whole stock market crash and the Dust Bowl, where you got all the farmers that were trying to move to California to make a better life.
Mm.
Because in one scene where one family, they went down to one of these government camps to try to at least get people to have a better life. But the thing is that the companies didn't like that, because since people are actually having a better life. So they tried to stage up fights and such. So that way their personal goons, the cops, the police, who are not wearing fake pin badges and working for the companies, if you know what I mean, were going to come in to save the day, to break up the fights. But yet you got the camp owners that knew about that was going to happen. And right when the riots broke up, well, supposedly they stopped them before it happened. And that's what it kind of reminds me of the whole Virginia gun rally. That you're going to get some people that are going to try to cause some trouble, but stop it before it happens. The fake rioters, if you know.
Right. Absolutely.
That's what I was kind of expecting, because I remember your video. There was that one guy that was like saying that, yeah, we should go over the fence and cause some chaos and such, and everyone's going, "Are you insane?"
Right. Right. Yeah, it's crazy. Like nobody's into that. We're all about peace.
A polite society is an armed society, as the old saying goes.
That's right. That's right on point.
Yeah, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, but focus more on the positive than the negative.
Right.
And it's funny, like how when the aftermath, everyone's going, well, at least anyone that's on the left or the Democrats, not saying everyone, just the more insane. They're going like, "Oh, we want something bad to happen."
Right. They want it to be an actual problem. They want people to get hurt. It's like, wow, are you really wishing people to get hurt? You want that to be the end result? You don't want peace? It's funny who actually wants peace and who doesn't want peace.
Big time. Pretty much, we want to see some bloodshed. We want to see violence. We want to see people get trampled, because that would bring up the rate. Bless those poor souls and such. Hurry and get the camera set up.
Right.
That's pretty much what it's like.
Exactly.
Because sadly, violence sells well.
You're right, 100%.
And pretty much, it's also funny, like how they said, with the law enforcement and the National Guard being there, they stopped the violence and the white supremacy. What are you talking about? Nothing happened.
The National Guard or whoever, the police, pretty much just, they could have been playing on their phone. They could have been out there playing hopscotch, hacky sack, whatever, because there was no problems to even, there was nothing to actually intervene with. Everything was all good. It was just fine. It was just like I said, church service, everybody hanging out, having a good time. That's it.
And supposedly I heard that Antifa even showed up, but yet no violence from them. Shocking, too.
That's right.
I wonder why.
It's pretty clear to see.
Maybe it's because of them scary AR-47s or them AK-15s or something like that. Well, I gotta let you go. You're probably gonna don't want to hear me flap my gums a lot.
Well, it's all good, man. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
No problem, man. Take it easy and keep fighting the good fight, man.
All right, man. Thank you.
You too. Bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. Yeah. I was told by every news outlet out there that the Virginia rally was going to be white supremacists, neo-Nazis, all kind of stuff. You know, Charlottesville 2.0, they said. Don't go, they said. It's going to be bad, they said. It was a love fest. Everybody out there was just super nice and kind, and there was no problems at all. Yeah, I wish I had gone. I really do. But I wasn't going to be able to do it. All right, let's get to my next call. 347 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello?
Yes.
All right. Hey, ABL.
What's going on, boss?
Not much as a lady continuing worker. I want to talk about the Virginia gun rally. And let me just say, it was one, peace and perfect. That's all I'm going to say about it, because it was about protecting our rights as human citizens of the United States of America from the tyranny of the government. Because the government isn't supposed to scare us. We are supposed to scare the government. And it proves that the mainstream narrative that there were white supremacists, they're violent shooting, even though there were black people in there as well, even Black Panthers and Antifa there as well, but I digress. And it shows that how the media manipulates the people. They were blatantly lying, calling it a white nationalist group. What white nationalist group? Like, they use white nationalists as like a what's the word? Oh yeah, like a tool for assembling anti-Trumpism of the United States right now by the mainstream media. And this is why majority of America no longer believes in the mainstream media because of this.
Yeah, people are kind of tired of getting lied to. They're tired of the games that are being played because they know all this is just BS. They know it. So it's like, all right, I'm tired of hearing about it because I know that this ain't even really what's going on. And that's why people are gravitating towards YouTube and other places to hear news from alternative sources that will give them the real spiel, because they know they can't get it from the mainstream media. It's bought and paid for by corporate interests and by political interests that want to give you a particular narrative rather than the truth.
Exactly. That's why I'm always listening to like independent media on YouTube even now. You know, they're doing some weird stuff to independent media, but I digress. And another thing I want to talk about is the impeachment nonsense that is happening since January 20th, 2017.
All right, go for it.
I don't get this off and quickly is a nothing burger. It's a clown show. They're getting him because because they lost in 2016, almost 4 years ago now. And they're acting a bunch of like crying baby children. And it's kind of funny because back in the 90s, the late 90s, when Slick Willie was getting impeached, the Democrats were all against impeachment because it was like a political ploy, a tactic, and they were against Clinton. The Republicans were against Clinton. But now in 2020, two decades later, it's like it's reversed now. The Republicans are all for the incumbent president, but the Democrats aren't because they lost. And it's kind of ironic, really. And it's a shame, too.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and one more thing before I go is I've been watching you for almost four years now. And it's kind of amazing how you changed since then. for being like a small YouTuber since I watched you since over like 50K subscribers to now 422 subscribers, and it's quite amazing actually. It really is.
Well, thank you, man. I definitely appreciate that for sure. I try to keep on advancing and growing for y'all, and just,
Yeah.
I don't want to stay stagnant. I just want to keep on moving, man. So I thank you for that, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah. Actually, one more thing before I go.
Well, I got kind of time's limited.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
thank you for the call. Thank you for the call, though, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Definitely appreciate you too.
All right, now.
Take care. Peace.
All right. Thanks, man, for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. Hey, I want to show you guys this picture right quick. I'm not sure if you've seen it yet, but this is one of the guys that was at the rally. Now, this bad boy right here is a 50 cal. That's a Barrett right there. That's a big boy. This might cost you between 10, 12,000. This right here is a sniper rifle. A 50 cal. This will blow your whole top. Just all of this right here will just be gone. With this bad boy right here. Now, people are saying, "Oh, he's cosplaying. How could he be out there with this gun?" First of all, it's Virginia. You can open carry whatever you want, as far as I know. I mean, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Number one, number two, this is he's a former military guy, so he's not a person that's just some random like he's military, so he's probably had training with a weapon like this or weapons bigger than this. He also owns a gun store. So this may be a gun that he'll sell or that he was able to acquire through the fact that he is an owner of a gun store. He probably has a federal firearms license. Pardon me. He probably has a federal firearms license, which is why he's able to get that big boy right there. But even with that big boy just lugging it around Richmond, nothing happened. Nobody got, it didn't just jump up and become some kind of killing machine. He's like holding it like it's a baby and everything's all good. That is a responsible gun owner. That's how that goes. All right. If you got Antifa there and they see this big boy, they're not going to run up on him and try nothing crazy. He's a big dude, number one. But number two, you see that right there. It's like, why would you try to approach him? It doesn't make any sense. But hey, I just want to show you guys that because I was really impressed by that bad boy right there. All righty. Yeah, but 50 cal, I'm telling you that all of this right here, all of this would be gone. All right, let me get to my next call. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, this is Bernie from Ohio. I think I called you last week or the week before and asked what's basically up, how come the Vegas shooting was forgotten about. And lo and behold, unbeknownst to me, I find out Eminem released that song all about the Vegas shooter. Maybe it's still on some people's brains.
Maybe so.
Yeah, I really wish somebody'd get to the bottom of it because it's really funny and creepy.
Yeah, I've not heard it.
Yeah, the Eminem song, it's sick and disgusting. I watched the video. I heard it on Lions Republic. He said that he released a song, so I watched the video. It's sick and disgusting. It's anti-gun and all this other crap. And of course, the criminal is anybody with a gun. Guns are evil. And now that's awfully funny because Marshall Mathers used to rap about him having guns and having to protect themselves as rappers. What the hell?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. The rappers, I think they pretty much do whatever they're being told to do by people that represent them, the label people, their quote-unquote handlers, whoever. They say, okay, we want you to put out a song about gun control or this or that, so go ahead and do that. Although it may contradict what you've put out before, don't worry about that. Just do this for us because that's what your job is. And they just pretty much fall in line. And also, they're hanging out in LA, hanging out in Hollywood, and whatever is popular at the moment, they pretty much roll with. They don't have any true ideas or thoughts of their own when it comes to serious issues like this.
Oh yeah, like Hollywood actors. They can act like anything they're told to act like Carol O'Connor and All in the Family, playing the guy that prophesied everything that was going to come true with against Meathead.
That's
And Carol
right.
O'Connor's a big flaming lib.
That's right.
Well, I don't want to eat up a bunch of time, brother. So I'm going to hop off, and I'll get right back to listening to the podcast. I can't do both. I'm only doing it from my phone.
Right, man. Well, thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay, bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. All righty. Eddie B says, ABL, your show is for all people, but it really tries to accord with black people who see what little bit of economic prosperity we have gained being eroded by the leftist Democratic Party. Enough. Hey, thank you for that, man. I appreciate you. You know, I'm trying to tell people, you know, what's going on with that. And sometimes it's hard to really hear it from other people that you can't really relate to. So however somebody's able to get the information, as long as they get it, I'm all for it. Get the information and do something with it. That's all I really ask. But let me get to the next call here. 712, you on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, speaking to Al here. How we doing, ABL?
Everything's great, man. Can't complain.
Hey, number one, I want to congratulate the Virginia people that went out there to protest. It was very peaceful. Guess what? With all those guns out there, no one was going to cause any trouble.
Oh yeah. It's a big time deterrent. People like Antifa and other rabble rousers, they want to go out there and fight. They want to pick on easy targets and swarm you in groups. But when you have 70,000 people with guns that are open carry, I mean, why would you? It doesn't make any sense for you to go out there and start anything because you would immediately get put down. So they don't want to do that. They want to pick on easy targets, not armed people.
Yep, that's just like what we called when we was in the military. When I was in the military over in Iraq, was basically, if you look like you're ready to fight them, the insurgents, they would let your convoy go by. But if you were a soft target, they're going to go after a soft target.
That's
so
right.
It's exact same thing. Hey, I want to talk a little bit also about. Have you seen these videos that are kind of coming out from, was it Abertas? About the there's two of them now in the Bernie Sanders campaign about what was it, goulash or
gulags? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So if some Project Veritas, they do undercover investigation. So they go and talk to people from different camps. The ones you're talking about, it was an undercover person talking to Bernie Sanders operatives, people that work, I think, in Iowa and other places. And the guys that work for Bernie Sanders are talking about they want to put Trump supporters in re-education camps. They want to put them in the gulag. And then they were trying to say how one guy was saying how the gulags weren't even that bad because you had income equality. It's like, really? So I need to get locked up making big rocks to little rocks to have income equality. But see, that's what the end result of Bernie Sanders would be. People don't understand that. But those that are really in there, that are really deep, that work for him, they know what's going on. They understand. That's why they support him. The regular normies don't get it, but people that are inside understand what the end result of what he's talking about, which is communism, is going to be. It's been done before, over and over again. To study history, you'll see the same pattern repeat itself.
Exactly. You know, I don't understand what some of these, you know, the supporters that are actually following him, and even the Democrats. Let's face it. It relates to what's happening also in Virginia. It's, we're going to grab your guns, and then you can't protect yourself anymore. Guess what? Then we're going to do this. So, you know, some of the American people need to wake up, you know, and why, if these two gentlemen would have been in the Trump campaign, you know for sure, and I know, we'd be, oh my God, here's the white supremacy coming out right now. You know, here we are. You know, you guys elect Trump. This is what's gonna happen to you. Would I not be right on that or not?
Nah, you're on point.
You know, so you know, I see this and I'm like, how come the media is not really picking up on all these stories about this? Well, what's the deal? There it is again. You know, if you listen to ABC, CBS, and all that garbage there, that you're getting brainwashed, that they're not going to say crap like this. So yeah, I've quit watching TV since long time ago. And this is a story real fast. When we was over in Iraq, there was something in Fallujah that happened that there was a CNN reporter that basically he turned on us. You know, he videotaped this gentleman that basically was they were clearing out houses, and then you got like a second wave that comes in. He was moving, didn't stop moving. You don't know if he's booby trapped or not. You know, so you know they look for those narratives. So, and there's a lot of us that were like, I would have done the same thing. You know, I'm sorry, I would have done the same thing. I don't know if he's booby trapped or not. He's not going to kill my buddies. So, anyhow, I just wanted to just kind of touch bases on that and just like, I like your show. You are making a big difference. Just want to let you know. You keep it up. I know you did the Brexit thing. I didn't really catch anything on that. How'd that come out?
Oh, it was great. It was fantastic. I had a fantastic time. Met a lot of great people. It was a wonderful experience. We went to Charlotte, North Carolina on a bus, about 20 of us. It was great. You know, I really, really enjoyed it. And that's not going to be the last one we do. I've been to a few of them. And just having these events like this, it kind of spreads the message that we're trying to push out there, that it's okay to be conservative. It's cool to be conservative. And I think that it's going to make a big impact on not just this election, but on generations to come.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I said, I've been following you for quite a while here. And I know that there's one I've talked to you about it before. There's one video you're kind of down, like I'm not even really making a difference. You are making a difference. So don't ever think that you're not. I mean, I say prayers for you that basically keep up the good fight. You're doing the good fight. You're doing actually, I'm going to say God's work. And I want you to know that I'm 100% behind you, and just to let you know that I do appreciate everything that you are doing. I believe there's a lot more people out there that do too. So just keep it up. You're the man. You're the man. So I'll let you go. You have a fine day, and like I said, I'll say prayers for you that God keep you safe and keep you pursuing the truth, and that's what we need. I thank you for letting me speak my mind.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
You bet. Bye-bye.
All righty. Shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. But yeah, Brexit was great. Brexit, it was a party. It was a party. It was a revival. It was everything. It was great. I love going to them. People come to these events from all over the place. They travel. People travel miles. Kim Mack was at Brexit. She traveled like 11 hours from West Virginia. It was bad road conditions, icy, everything. It was crazy. We went 6 hours on the bus. People came from Virginia, other parts of Carolina, Georgia. People came from Georgia to drive up there. I mean, it's crazy. People are coming from all over the country to these particular events because they really want to support what's happening. They see a revolution happening right now in the conservative movement. No more of this, you know, kind of like old guy, pocket protector, that kind of image that's been linked to politics in general, really, and definitely with conservatives to a certain extent. That's no more. When Trump came in, he changed the whole narrative, and we're just not going to let it stay with Trump. And when he leaves, it leaves. We're going to keep the energy right now. We're going to keep the flame going for years and years to come. So that's what it is. But let's get to the next call here. 240, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
It's your boy JB. What's up, brother?
Hey, everything's good, man. What's going on?
Prince Harry sold. He's a sellout. He's a punk. How you gonna give your whole real career? I mean, I know love's good, but fuck that. Hey, I mean, you make $1 million to show up for stuff, ain't sure right? Get the hell. He better than me. All right, am I right, ABL?
Yeah,
$1 million a year.
Now, see, the thing about it, Prince Harry is just being used. He's evaded because he's not standing up and being a man to say, hey, you're not going to use me. I'm not going to be controlled by you. I'm going to do whatever I want, and this is what it's going to be. He's not standing up for himself, and I think that started early in the relationship. And I think people understood that. Now, people on the inside were probably telling him that, and the outside can see that what's going on, and they tried to say, "Oh, it's racism." Nah, it ain't racism. It's the fact that this person does not have your best interest at heart.
Exactly. She's using him, and then once he's denounced, he can never go back when he denounces it. Can he go back? Oh, he can't go back, can he?
I mean, when you do something like that, when you get your title stripped from you, I don't know how you're going to be able to go back. I don't know if there's a rule or anything that will prevent him from going back, but it's going to be hard once you kind of like say, I'm out. I don't know how that really would work.
Yeah, and then on the flip side is that she's going to ask Disney to give her work. I'm like, what? So now using his friendship to get her work. She's a washed-up has-been act. She never was a good act. What has she been in? As a matter of fact, what did she do?
She was a D-list. She was a D-list actress that's now going to be upgraded to a B-list actress. So rather than being in made for DVD movies that nobody ever sees, now she'll be on some whack Netflix show that nobody sees.
And should be on what's the name? Lifetime movies. But yeah, I want to call you about like, this whole impeachment thing, and you know everybody losing their stuff. Well, the Senate gets raised to rule on suspending the impeachment. I say because they have nothing. They have a lot on him. Like what? Well, it's called. They have stuff he could do. We could rush. I said that was debunked. He has this. He did wrong. That was debunked. And everybody gets mad. I'm like, they have nothing on the man. Let it just be.
Right.
You know
let it be. Right.
Exactly. Just take this. Just take this loss in 2020. Like I tell everybody, but you're not getting reelected. Yeah, he's getting reelected. Who's going to beat him? Did you hear about that new law they're trying to pass about if the electoral vote, if you vote, I think you vote like electoral, like if you go, it goes to the popular person. So no matter how, it doesn't matter. Electoral vote, or it goes to the most popular vote. You heard about that, or something to that effect? Somebody was telling me about it. I looked it up. I couldn't read the whole article. It was too long. You know what I'm talking about, ABL?
Nah, I don't know.
Okay, it's basically saying like, okay, let's say Hillary Clinton won a popular vote. She automatically wins that state because she's a popular runnee. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter about electoral vote. It just matters who's a popular. You get what I'm saying now? So it doesn't matter. She'll make the electoral vote. She automatically gets them. So basically, it's like whoever wins the popular vote, they win presidency. That's what they're trying to push.
Oh, okay. So they're trying to eliminate. They're trying to get rid of the electoral college. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, in so many words. Now you see what I'm saying? They're trying to get rid of it, but they're trying like a sneaky kind of way. Say they got like 20 states to sign on to. You heard about that?
Yeah, but see, now you got to talk about the Constitution. You got to ratify that. That ain't gonna. That's never gonna. You know. And then the thing about it is, it's dumb because they might actually win. Like it'd be funny if they lost the popular vote one time and then won the electoral vote, but since they changed the rule, then they would lose, and they, you know, you see what I'm saying? Like it might backfire on them. So it's a dumb idea anyway, and it's never going to actually be able to pass.
That's what I'm saying too. They said, but they got 20 states to say. I said, but most states are too. No matter how you play it, most states are not going to go for that. Would you not agree, ABL?
Well, it don't even really matter because you still got to get. You still like the states are really irrelevant. You got to change the Constitution. That's not going to happen. Like the states can do whatever they can say they want to do it, but you got to get the Constitution changed. So it doesn't even really matter what the states want to. You see what I'm saying?
I got what you're saying. I understand. But on the flip side of that is, like all these people talking like what's his name? What's that Asian guy, the little short little punk walking around in church and everything, talking about how automated will take everybody's jobs. Not in our lifetime. I give it like another 30 years before it takes jobs. Don't you think so? But even then, no one's comfortable with a semi rolling down the road. I wouldn't trust an automated vehicle, would you? A 18-wheeler going down the road? Heck no. One person hack it and kill everybody.
That's right.
That'll never happen in our lifetime. And that's what I tell everybody. I say if anything will happen, is they're going to have one lead vehicle, like Tesla talking about, they'll have one lead vehicle where it controls 6 trucks. They do all those movements, which is still kind of dumb, I think. Don't you think so?
Yeah, it sounds like it to me.
Yeah, and then on the flip side, it's like I'm so sick of these people who are going around saying that autonomous cars is going to take over. They got robots taking jobs. I think robots not going to take our jobs no time soon. It's not going to happen. It's in the early stages. It's like Terminator. When the early stages of the robots taking us over.
Nah, it ain't even going to happen. Like, it's just fear mongering because it's always been automation, and there's always been jobs that are lost, but there's always new jobs that are created. Just like with the cell phone. I mean, look at how many jobs the cell phone eliminated. I mean, but look at all the jobs that the cell phone has created. Look at you got whole industries that are centered around the cell phone that are worth billions of dollars. So people just can't look at, oh, my job's going away. Like if you were the milkman, here comes the refrigerator. Oh, my job's going away. Let's not have automation. Meanwhile, you got whole restaurants, grocery stores, people's houses, people that make refrigerators, sell refrigerators. There's a whole new industry that's created around refrigerating food that would not have existed if not for innovation and automation. That's just how life is.
Exactly, and then what people really focus on is illegals taking black people's jobs in the cities. You can't go to McDonald's and see a black person or any American kids working in McDonald's. They're taking all it turning a little Mexico out on McDonald's.
Yeah, you go in there talking about, can I get a quarter pounder with cheese? They'd be like, okay. I'd be like, hey, I'm out. Have a nice day.
Exactly, and that's what I mean. So man, and Chick-fil-A is running about all. I mean, it's getting hard because it's getting hard that the teenagers can't even find jobs. And I live in Southern Maryland, and everywhere you go to, they're taking over. They literally got a whole street called Old Washington Road with nothing but Mexicans living that block. And it's all the little handy construction people do it, and all the handymen live on that block. And they got it looks horrible. They got people's cars on bricks and everything, working in the front yard on cars. I'm like, God dang. I mean, excuse me.
Yeah.
It's getting horrible, man. Yeah, man. And then we also had an ice raid out there at the trailer park about 4 months ago. Yeah, it's getting horrible out here. It's starting to get horrible. It's starting like Virginia out here. Alexandria. Yeah. Route 1's horrible.
Right.
Well, ABL, you have I know you're nice about the end and room. You have a good day, and we're gonna take the House in 2020, and we're gonna maintain the Senate. We're gonna take everything, and then it's gonna be game on for us.
There it is, man. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, brother. Peace, love, and Jericho juice.
Peace. All right, thank you to my man JB for the call. Most certainly appreciate it. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Do not be afraid to call. Let me go ahead and get to the next call. And we have, hold on, let's go. 808, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Anthony, this is Carl from Hawaii Island.
All righty, man. What's going on?
Just always appreciate the show and all you do. And I was calling about, the Virginia rally, and that was a real class act. I mean, everybody was well behaved, and what I saw, on the coverage, and the fact that they were, picking up garbage afterwards and made the place really clean. It was just amazing.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed what I saw. People talking about there was going to be violence, there was going to be, extremism out there. It's like, nah, it's not even about that. This is not a race thing. This is not about any kind of identity. It's about, well, maybe there is about one identity, about being an American and having rights as an American. And then we were able to prove that we can get together as law-abiding citizens and armed and not have any kind of issues. Armed society is a polite society.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it's, and it was a great example, for all Americans to see. And, and I guess, you're talking a little bit about the impeachment stuff, and boy, that's just turned into a real circus show, it seems like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing almost. In fact, I had a question. Now they're working the Donald about his inquiry, with Biden's son Hunter, and they're saying that he's digging in, he's digging around with a political opponent. Somebody going after presidency, a candidate. And I was just kind of curious on, now, how does that work when they're going after Donald? Isn't he a candidate also? I guess, going for re-election.
Yes. Yes, he is. So, I mean, there's obviously a conflict of interest right there. If you are in the Senate, you are, doing this whole impeachment trial thing. And at the same time, you've come out and said, oh, we're going to get him out of office. I'm going to run against him. We're going to impeach him. How can you at the same time, there's obviously a conflict of interest there. You should not really be able to be there deciding anything. That's an obvious conflict. But for some reason, they're allowed to be there. It's kind of strange.
Yeah, it's more than strange. It's a little, very sad.
Yes.
Very sad. The one way thing they got going there. Do it our way or forget it, kind of. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to, talk a little and touch base a little bit with that, and we always appreciate you. And I'll let you go and get some of your other callers, and keep listening.
All right, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Aloha.
All right, shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. And you guys on the drill, the number to call is 434-658-1220. Let me get to the next call. 206 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
This is Dougie in Seattle. Hi, ABL. Say where I'm from. What's up?
Everything's good. Everything's good. What's happening?
Oh, I just hadn't called in a while. Happy New Year. A little bit late, but I wanted to call in. I've seen you talking about a lot of people, and the Virginia gun rally. I'm up in Seattle, but I'm from San Fran. A lot of people were asking about that guy from San Francisco. It is that bad, but if you want a garbage can, the stuff that's in there. I don't even want to say what's in those garbage cans around public use. In front of your squeamish listeners.
I can
know what
imagine.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's real bad. Yeah, I mean, the people live in their cars, and they basically, everything nasty you can think of goes in that garbage can. And then in Seattle, you have to pull out all the recycling, so you have to go through that stuff. It's horrible.
Wow.
I mean, it could be worse, right? You could be IT in North Korea, and you'd have to look at pictures of Hillary Clinton doing yoga, and that. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? That would be horrible, man. Horrible. But the Virginia gun rally, those guys picking up all the stuff reminded me, was like, hey, no, it's that bad, And then the impeachment, that's accuse the enemy of what you're guilty of, And when Obama said to Medvedev, wait, I'll have more flexibility, he was saying, wait to invade Crimea until after I get elected. A lot of people don't put that together. You know what I mean? They just see the clip, and then it sounds like he's doing something, and then basically, props to your first caller. I'm waiting for Trump to really, get a lot of people. I don't think that you're going to be able to get a lot of people because they're too fearful, man. People disappear, and a lot of good people can't run. Basically, up here in Seattle, they don't even put what your if you're Democrat or Republican on the ballot. They just say everything nonpartisan, so you don't even know. And so you remember when Slim Shady used to call out the cannibals and the people who hunt mooses and antelopes and stuff? Not doing that anymore, is he?
Not at all. He might be part of the whole squad. He might be, he might have a moose cut up in his backyard. Who knows?
Right, exactly. And well, they gotta do what they, when you sign on that line, man, you don't have freedom. I live down there. I've been, in all of the major West Coast cities, and it's bad. It depends on the circles you're in, And then for the Oprah thing, for the people saying they don't know anything about Oprah, just look up her faith healer from Brazil. His name is John, and then you'll know. I spent 4.5 years to keep custody of my kid, so just for a disillusioned with child, and. You look at Cosby. Janice Dickinson filed that court case 17 years ago, man, and just got paid out. So if Trump does this by their rules, he ain't got enough time, man. So a lot of people, they want to expedite the system, And the fact of the matter is that the economy is great for those people with 401ks, but what they do up in here in Seattle is the rent's doubled in the last 3 years, and they gave us another $1 an hour for minimum wage. $2 is like $12 right now. There's 15 in the city, but it doesn't matter when the rents are that high. When the rents literally double, people can't, they can't manage, man. Most of the homeless people I know all had cars and jobs and all that. You got over 100 million of them. I don't have to tell you. You know the difference between the two economies, and that all goes to England and the London Banking Center. And I urge everybody to look at Brexit. Blexit too, but Brexit. When the economy looks like it's going to be good for them, you're going to see the pigs all jump on board, And so I'd like to see Trump stop giving so much money to the military and the FANG stocks and Walmart, and hopefully, next term he can start concentrating on some of that, But the first thing he has to do is rout corruption, or he's not going to have anybody on his side.
That's
and,
right.
I know you got other callers and everything, but anything you want to ask me about?
Now you pretty much got everything covered.
all right, man. Well, like I said, I'm sorry I hadn't called sooner, and I wish you the best of luck, sir, and to all of your listeners, and as always, pleasure's all mine.
Thank you for the call,
Have a
man.
great night.
Same to you.
All right. Yeah, bye.
All right, shout out to the caller, great caller, and thank you all for being here. I appreciate y'all. You guys on the drill. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Let me get to the next call here. 213, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to? 213.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, ABL. It's Rachel calling from California. How are you?
Well, how about yourself?
Good. I hear a lot of negative comments about illegal immigration and them overwhelming the systems, which is all true. However, I think that American citizens such as myself, I'm also American Indian, I think that we should use this as motivation to build businesses, to hire Americans, to become successful. I mean, the immigrant comes to our country with aspirations and hopes, and they make it happen because it's so available. So it's time for the American citizen to rise up, show the love of Jesus, and start being successful and conquering dreams. Would you agree?
Well, of course, that's always the goal. But I think the thing with illegal aliens is that they come over here and then they undercut Americans. They take a lot of money out of the economy and send it back to their countries of origin. They don't spend it here. They're able to do things that Americans can't do because of their illegal status.
I understand, but it has been years and years of a buildup to where they can live the American dream, build a business, become successful, to where they came here illegally. They are now hiring American citizens born and raised, in America. And it's like, I think that, I'm just saying, I totally agree with you, by the way, but I just think that the thought process of, the American citizens and us people who love the United States of America with all of our hearts, I think it's time for us to become successful. And whatever it has to be. I mean, I heard the lady who's running for some form of office, Kim, talk about the lack of funds, but she's so well-spoken and so smart, and she's fighting the fight that we're all really fighting. I think that money shouldn't be the obstacle or the situation, or I understand the rundown ghettos and cities that are being overwhelmed with non-citizens. But there has to be something different that changes in the American citizen's heart and mind. Don't you agree?
Well, I'm not really sure what can be changed other than what we have going on, because when you're talking about a political race, I mean, it costs money. You got to have money to be able to, to push forward. You got to have money. You got to have connections. It's not a free thing to be able to run a political race. When you're talking about being successful, I mean, we got to have everybody on the same playing field. You can't have some people that are allowed to do some things legally and others that are allowed to do other things. Let's have an even playing field. And also, let's protect our country from anybody on the outside that's not here doing the right thing. Let's have law, let's have order, and in the law and order society, let's all succeed. I think that should be all of our focus, not have so much corruption and things going on that shouldn't be going on.
Right. Wow. Yeah, I just don't know how our government could even get a hold of that right now. I mean, our system is so overwhelmed with illegals. What would be your idea of changing that and having the problem, nipped away at?
Well, a big thing that we can do is just get the wall. That'd be a big thing. That's number one. Now, of course, that wouldn't be the only thing you do. You also crack down on some of these visas that are handed out, the H-1Bs, H-2Bs, and other kinds of visas. People come into the country, work under the table, lower. One person called into the show that came from Mexico, and they were on a special kind of visa. It was not H-1 or H-2B. It was a different kind of visa. And they were brought into the country to be an engineer. People say, oh, they do jobs that Americans don't want to do. That's not really true. A lot of times they're brought in to do jobs that Americans are really fighting for, that we're going to school and spending a bunch of money to try and become. And the engineering job he found out later that he was being paid half of what an American citizen would be paid starting. So people are being taken advantage of. Of course, you have corruption in companies, and that goes back to the whole corruption thing. We got to weed out corruption from all areas in the country, from the politicians, the business owners, people that are over here doing illegal things. Get all of the lawbreakers out of the way, put in certain safeguards that will prevent people from breaking the law to begin with. Then once we have a society that's based on law and order, at that point, we're able to push forward. We could push forward now, but the blocks that are in the way are the illegalities that are allowed to persist without any kind of checks.
Well, how is it that these restaurant chains can hire an illegal immigrant and have that person be an employee for 20 years if they're here on a working visa? I don't understand that.
Well, I don't know what visa or not a person would be on if they're working at a restaurant. Like, I don't know everybody's situation. Like, somebody could work at some chain restaurant. I don't know how they got here. They could have just hopped the border. They could have overstayed the visa. They could have come here as a child. They could have been, a DACA recipient or something like that. I don't know how they got here, but how they got here is less important as how do we prevent people from coming over here and staying here when they should not be here. Let's prevent it from happening to begin with. Now, those that are here, I mean, if you're talking about trying to get them out, there's ways to go about that. You got people that are committing crimes. Like, let's say you get pulled over for a certain situation and you're not here legally. Well, you might need to go back. And that's pretty much how you handle that. It'll be almost impossible to get everybody up out of their house and take them back to wherever they came from. But you can start by people that shouldn't be here committing crimes, get them out of the country, and prevent people from coming to the country that shouldn't be here to begin with by cracking down on the visas and getting the security on the border.
Wow. What about the people who have been living in these neighborhoods, like in South Central LA, in different parts of the country forever, and they're elders, they can't leave their homes. I mean, that's probably where they're going to die. What about the frustration that's building up with the illegal immigrants? Like, where do you see that going in the future?
I'm not sure what you mean. What frustration?
I mean, like, people who are living in these neighborhoods in like South Central LA or Watson, it's being overwhelmed by illegal immigrants.
Oh.
What do you think that there will be mayhem or some type of war within these communities amongst each other?
No, because what happened is people will just move, people will just leave. That's unfortunately what's happening. But the problem can be fixed by California governance enforcing laws that are on the books. I mean, you have these sanctuary cities all over California where things are just allowed to happen. That's a problem. And with sanctuary cities, you have sanctuary for crime as well. That's a really big problem happening right now all over the country, especially in like California. That's like ground zero for it. So get rid of some of these sanctuary cities, allow police to be able to enforce the law. Like I said, it goes back to having law and order. When you're not allowed to enforce the law, you're not going to have law and order, and things like the illegal aliens infiltrating communities will continue to persist because you don't have any kind of rules that are on the books that you actually enforce. The rules are on the books, but you don't enforce it.
Well, that's what I think. Like, okay, if I just leave California and go somewhere else in the States, it's not going to be that problem. But I heard the caller before me saying his neighborhood is now overwhelmed, and I don't even remember where he's from. So it just feels like there's nowhere else to go because the problems are in every state, everywhere now.
Well, where I live is not a big problem with the illegal aliens because I live in a state that has law and order. I'm not really sure where the other caller was living at, but if his state does not have law and order where he lives, if they do not enforce the rule of law, then that can be fixed by getting people in office that are going to follow the rule of law. You know, your governor, your mayor, whatever, get them in office and have them follow the law. Make them follow the law. If they don't, then you're going to have problems.
Okay, I'm moving to your state.
All righty.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the call.
Okay, bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate it. Yeah. But these sanctuary cities, the point I was wanting to make about the sanctuary cities is that they become sanctuaries for crime. You got sanctuary for illegal aliens, but also sanctuaries for human trafficking, for drugs. Because if an illegal alien gets arrested for prostituting a 15-year-old, they don't really want to bring that to court because then the point will be proven about the illegal aliens committing crimes. So they don't want to have that mark on the record of a particular place. You understand what I'm saying? Same thing for drugs and everything else. It seems ridiculous. It seems crazy, but that's what's happening with these places. It reminds me of The Wire, if you ever seen that. A quick story. I'm going to get back to the calls. In The Wire, which is a show on HBO back in the day, probably about 10 years or so ago, maybe a little bit more than that, it was about Baltimore and how corrupt it is, all the drugs, all the violence, the gangs, the lack of education, the whole thing. One part of the show showed the neighborhoods where they were selling drugs, right? The police had this grand idea. Let's make this free zone where you're able to sell drugs without having the police get involved. Keep all the stuff right there so the violence wouldn't spread throughout the area and there would be less violence due to lack of fighting over territory, right? All the things would come to that one area. All the dope boys would be in one area. And the only stipulation that the police had was no violence. Now, one day the police come and they find a body right there, right on the edge of the zone. So they decide to have this 3,000 IQ idea to move the body out of the zone so their whole scheme wouldn't just unfold in front of their eyes. So they would have to tell the commander or the chief that, hey, this is not working. Somebody got murdered right here in the zone. It's the same thing going on with California and these sanctuary cities, okay? You say, oh, the illegal aliens, they just want a better chance at life. And then you get 14 teenage girls found in the basement that bunch of illegal aliens are human trafficking. Oh, we're going to hide that. We don't want to talk about that because if we talk about that, then they know that sanctuary cities are really a hub for human trafficking and drugs. That's what's going on. But I digress. Let's get back to the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Let me get to the call. 416 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, it's Cigar Box calling.
All right, Cigar Box. What's going on?
Oh, man, lots, all kinds of stuff. First thing is I want to thank you for inspiring me to start my own YouTube channel. Just put it up. I just put it up a week ago, and it's called Zoot Java because I've already overdone my cigar box on all kinds of crap. But it's mostly going to be U.S. stuff, a few Canadian things. Like, I mean, I did one on the Donut Gate that just happened, and that's ridiculous. But other than that, what I really wanted to talk about was I heard about the them wanting to abolish the Electoral College, and people really got to fight this. They don't realize how fantastic the United States is and the way the government was set up. And if they would think about it, like our government sucks, and it was set up basically because of the British government. We basically just have a transplant of that. But in America, they were getting shafted, and they knew it. And, you know, it was the taxation without representation deal. So these guys sat down and said, hey, we gotta do something that's going to be right and good for everyone. And that's what they did. I mean, how else would they have come up with the Electoral College? It's brilliant. If they wouldn't come up with something like that, then you would have infighting within the states. And that'll happen all over again if they have the popular vote. Popular vote's just going to say, well, we want this, so too bad for you. And all the other states are going to say, hey, wait a minute, man, you're taking everything off of us. We're getting screwed here. You know, you're going to have a backlash. They're going to want to split the country up. They're crazy. These people really gotta slap themselves in the face and say, hey, wait a minute, we can't have this. You know, you have got a great government down there, and I'm not kidding. The other thing, the Second Amendment rally, I was thrilled to see that. They can't take your guns. You really can't give it up, because if you do that, what's next? They'll take a look at England. Oh, no knives. Not allowed to have a knife. Like, when's it going to stop? Oh, gee, you can't have paper. You might get a paper cut. They're crazy. You know, all this stuff was fought for in the U.S. Don't give any of it up. My God, I admire the country so much, and I can't stand to see these people wanting to rip it apart. So that's basically all I wanted to say. Just you know, if you want to take a look at my channel, anybody, it's just Zoot Java, Z0 or OOTJAVA. But thanks a lot for everything, and keep fighting. You've got to keep the country together. I think you're one of the good reasons to do that. You're spreading the word. And thanks a lot for everything, Anthony. I'll talk to you later.
And thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you as always.
Okay, bye.
All right, thank you to my man Cigar Box. His new channel is Zoot Java, ZOOTJAVA, Zoot Java. Like Zoot Suits and coffee. I'm going to get a Zoot suit and just wear it one day. All righty, let me get back to the calls. 201, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, is this ABL?
Yes, it is. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, wow. All right. This is Dollar Bill from Jersey. How are you?
Everything's good, man. Can't complain. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right, thank you. I just want to say, like, wow. First of all, I'm stoked to even be on this. I really dig your channel, and yeah, I'm really happy about what happened in Virginia. All the people who marched. It was a really cool showing. You know, 20,000 strong, everybody carrying, and everything was peaceful. Not that the deep state didn't want it to be going the other way. You know what I mean?
Right, of course. They want it really bad for things to go the wrong way. But, you know, peaceful people, law-abiding people, we're not going to do things that non-peaceful people and violent people do. We're going to be just fine having our guns. And I think we set a good example for the entire world about what Americans with guns really like.
I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, it was a beautiful thing just to see all that, you know, that massive power and being peaceful. That showed might. And the people who look down upon that is just not with us.
That's right.
And you know, I was just expecting a false flag attack, you know, in so many levels, just for the reason to be like, see, they're animals with guns, you know,
right?
White supremacists or this or that. It's disgusting. Even the governor, he was trying to push it, and I really didn't believe it one bit at all. You know, it was just fear mongering all the way.
Exactly, 100%.
You know, hey, I want to know what's your take on chemtrails. Like, I've been following this for 20 years, and I just think it's terrible what goes on in our air. I mean, not to mention our water and food, and it's just disgusting. You see a beautiful day, blue sky, and then I don't even know if people, like, the masses are aware of this, but when you see white lines crisscrossing them throughout the sky, it's not no skywriting. It'll just mass out and phase out the sun. and there's a lot of harm that's involved in this. You know anything about it? Do you feel like even talking and trying to teach your listeners?
Well, I don't know much about it. You know, I've heard about chemtrails before, but if you were to ask me about it, I wouldn't really know what to tell you.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm. You know, like I said, I've been following it for many, many years, and it's just a horrible thing. I mean, yesterday I drove to 3 different states, and every state was just terrible. You know, it was just, the sky was riddled with chemtrails everywhere. You know, and I mean, after, like, when a plane rips through and lays down a line, a white line throughout the horizon of the sky, 20 minutes later it'll just fan out, and you know, it's terrible. And by the time we got back to Jersey, it was awful. You know, it's just, you know, I feel like that American Indian on the commercial, you know, with the tear in his eye. You know, that's what it is. But I just wish, you know, if the public is not aware of it, to be made aware. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm with you.
All right. Hey, man, thank you for taking my call. I'll let you go and take another call. Caught me off guard. I want to write a whole bunch of questions and try to sound intelligent, but you caught me off guard. So I got mad respect for you. You're doing all right, man. I like that. Look what you're representing. It's beautiful. All right?
All right. Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
You're welcome. Peace to you.
Peace.
Take care.
All right. Thank you to everybody calling in. Most certainly appreciate you guys. The number to call is 434-658-1220. If you want to get in through Skype, there's an email for that in the description box below. Add me on that. You can go ahead and get her done. All right, caller. Who do we have on the line?
Booyakasha. I'm here with me main man, Mr. ABL, spinning the hottest riffs out on the Virginia radio station. How's it going?
I'm just fine, but I don't recognize this accent. I don't know what's going on. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, this is DJ Airy Prince. You might have remembered me from the old house, Buckingham Palace. And I'm here in Canada right now, and I'm going through Prime Minister Trudeau's phone number list. So you're the next one. So I didn't want to miss you.
DJ Airy Prince, is this Prince Harry?
Well, you know, I've kind of turned a new leaf in life, so I don't really go by that slave name anymore.
Your slave name? Didn't your mom and dad give you that name?
Now look, I mean, I'm trying to start a new way of living and everything, so please just facilitate it, and we can get this along very civilly.
Okay, well, I guess the elephant in the room is, why did you decide to leave the royal family? Did Meghan Markle make you leave, or was it your decision?
Listen, me Meghan, she is the chillest wait.
Whoa.
So she will she knows exactly how to prepare the mac and cheese as I've always had prepared my entire life. Always, you know, I've never had any dish that's more exquisite than mac and cheese, and of course the White Castle hamburgers and all the other things that normal people eat. So, you know, Meghan is just the perfect piece to accompany that.
Okay, so White Castle hamburgers and macaroni and cheese, that's enough to leave the royal family? Is that what you're telling me?
I guess. I mean, what else could have been the reason?
I mean, maybe I might want a little bit more. I mean, you're part of the royal family. You having your life paid for by the taxpayers. You can go around the world and do your duties and all of this and that. And you want to leave that to go to Canada and eat macaroni and cheese? I mean, what are you going to do in the future? What's going to be your plans to make a living?
I mean, I'm working on it right now. I mean, it's very simple. You know, I got a great deal from Sacha Baron Cohen. He got rid of his integrity, so I'm taking over his character, and I'm giving him my royal title. So it's all worked out. So that's phase one of the plan, and the next phase is probably going to be kind of secret.
Okay. So you're going to be in Hollywood. You're going to be an actor.
Well, like I said, I don't know what's going to come next, but you're part of the next phase, ABL. So consider it an honor.
Okay. How am I involved with the whole situation?
Like I said, Trudeau, I'm bunking with him tonight, and he's let me use his phone list. So, apparently he called you at some point. I don't know why.
Hey, I'm a popular guy. I guess people want to call me from all over the world, so I take all the calls that I get. So maybe this whole DJ Airy thing comes from Trudeau because he's also a good cosplayer. Are you going to be, engaging in some cosplay with Justin Trudeau?
Unfortunately, Mr. Trudeau is far more talented than I, and I don't think I'll be doing any Bollywood singing or dancing because unfortunately I had a hip injury when I was in the Royal Air Force. So, I can only go so far.
Oh, okay. I see. So how's Megan doing?
I mean, she's very good. She's tolerant of certain things in doses, like questions and maybe once in a while we can, go put in some movie that isn't, Mean Girls or something. Sometimes, we have like a good conversation about things besides, the Finding Nemo movies. I mean, it's just like any other normal couple.
Yeah, it seems really normal to me. I saw you talking to Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, about getting her some voiceover work before you announced you were going to leave the royal family. It seemed like the plan from the beginning from Meghan was to leave. I mean, did you know that was going to be the case, or was it kind of like a surprise that you were going to leave the royal family and try to become an actor in Hollywood?
How would you know that that's what we were talking about, ABL? Maybe I wanted a cameo on the new reboot of iCarly.
Well, hey, I mean, I don't know, but she was in Hollywood already. It kind of seems like a natural fit. Like she wants to go back to Hollywood. She wants to go to LA when Trump is out of office. So it seems like she wants to get back into that world, and maybe she used you as a springboard to get back into Hollywood rather than being the royal and the United Kingdom. Is that kind of accurate?
I mean, how about I answer your question with a question? I mean, what would she not like about being part of the royal family?
I mean, maybe she doesn't want to be over there. She don't want to eat tea and crumpets. She just wants to be back in Hollywood. That was her dream. She wants to be a Hollywood actress, and you, sir, are the catalyst to make that happen. So that could be the case, but I mean, it's hard for me to tell. I can't really call. What you think?
I think that's far from the truth. And honestly, the entire family, they embraced Meghan the whole time. And now it's simply she's hatching out of the egg and she's becoming a princess for the rest of the world. So, who in the royal family could possibly have a problem with this absolute gem of a person?
Your grandma?
Listen, me gran, she's been, she's just been so supportive. I've been, sharing all of my new rhymes with her, and I don't know how you can just drag her into this whole episode. So, really for shame, ABL.
Hey, she had a meeting with you guys where it was an emergency. She called you to this location to have a meeting, and she was upset that Meghan wasn't there. So she is very much important and very much part of this whole situation. So it seems like between your grandma and your wife, you don't have much say so over the whole situation. You're pretty much doing whatever they tell you, whatever your girlfriend tells you, not so much your grandma anymore.
That is very facetious of you, ABL. Of course you would know it's a lie that she would be displeased that Meghan did not show up.
I mean, it seems like it's pretty accurate to me, but DJ Airy Prince, I don't have too much more for you, man. Good luck in your rap career. I'm not sure how far you're going to be able to go. Especially with a guy like Trudeau backing you, but I thank you for calling in. I definitely appreciate you.
You know what, ABL? I think you sound very skeptical that I can pull off Sasha's act. So in about a week, maybe I'll update you, and we'll see who's laughing then.
Hey, I love to hear it.
All right. Have a great night, sir.
All right, now same to you. All right, that was DJ Airy Prince, formerly known as Prince Harry, calling into ABL Live. And hey, almost Scout Signer, that was not a troll. That was really DJ Airy Prince, aka Prince Harry. That was not a person calling in impersonating him, and it was not the same guy that was impersonating someone else last week. But let's get back to the calls. Let's go 262. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, it's Tom from Milwaukee.
All righty, Tom. What's going on?
Hey, man, love the show. I just, I just heard this this whole thing from, what the Bernie Sanders campaign saying, or the managers or whatever of his campaign saying they're gonna burn Milwaukee, if Bernie Sanders doesn't get the nomination. I just wanted to know what you think about that, because I don't know. There's so much crap going around in the city already. I don't know what to think about it, but what's your take on that? If you've heard it, it's by Project Veritas.
Well, I don't think that they're actually gonna burn Milwaukee literally if Bernie does not get the nomination. I doubt that would happen, but I think that is how they feel. These guys that work for Bernie, they're really passionate, and these are kind of like the Antifa bros you see out there in the street that, just go out and hurt people. They're violent. They're dangerous individuals. The people that say things like that are very dangerous, but I'm not really sure they have enough support to actually carry out a threat like that, what they were saying about burning the city.
Yeah. Well, yeah, with the DNC convention coming up here in Milwaukee, everybody's kind of like, well, I don't know. It's going to be kind of it's going to be a windfall of money. Who knows what's going to happen? But I just wanted to get your take on that, and I appreciate what you're doing. I love the show, and I'm going to continue watching. And I'll let you go, bro.
All right, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him, and thank you all for being here. You guys on the drill. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Do not be afraid to call. It's all good. All righty. I got super chats I ain't read yet. I know I'm tripping. I'm sorry. I got to get back into the swing. I was gone on Saturday. Sorry for leaving on Saturday, but, I was out there in Charlotte at the, traveling for Brexit. Thank you to DA, who says the rate of immigration is key to a melting pot. Very good point. Thank you for your donation. Shout out to Julie Nelson, who says, I can't get California Medi-Cal help from my husband, who is completely unable to help himself because I make 200 PM. I'm not sure what that is. Too much to qualify him for help. Divorce only. Wow. Very unfortunate. Sorry for your situation, but thank you for your donation. I definitely appreciate you. Shout out to my man Sushi. I met you in Charlotte, of course. Hey, it was a great time, man. Thank you for coming through. He says, hey, ABL, just wanted your opinion on the two-way sanctuary counties movements. NC has quite a few. I'm waiting for Mecklenburg to join. First of all, thank you for your donation, man. Definitely appreciate you. And I'm glad that the sanctuary counties movements are happening. It needs to happen because some of these places are not going to enforce the quote-unquote rules, laws, or whatever that the people want to put on there. It's just not going to happen. And the citizens need to understand that the government in the area will support them being able to protect themselves. So I'm glad that it's happening 100%. Sanctuary cities for guns, for the Second Amendment, not for illegal aliens, man. But thank you for your donation, man. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Stacey Felice, who says, you're right, ABL, because of Trump and people out there like yourself, conservatism will be a thing for years to come. Exactly. It ain't just going to be about right now. It'll be for the future as well. Thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. Thank you to ADB, who says, just talk to you. Love you, man. Hey, man, thank you for your donation and your very kind words. I definitely appreciate you. Thank you to Christian Pinion, who says, Blexit, hashtag Blexit and hashtag Trump 2020 are right on. Thank you for that. I definitely appreciate you, boss. Thank you to Justin Miller, who says, it's encouraging to hear Kim Mack refer to herself as a public servant. Far too many of our politicians forget they work for us. I hope she wins. 7 beautiful letters has my support. 100%. Thank you for that, man. Definitely appreciate you. And again, if you were not here earlier or you forgot, go to Kim for, hold on, I almost forgot it. Kim for PA. Hold on, let me see. Let me make sure I got it right. Yeah, go to Kim, Kim, the number 4, PA.com. If you're in Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, Kim Mack is who you want in your local government for local Congress. Kim Mack for Congress. Kim, the number 4, PA.com. All right. Shout out to Justin Miller. Oh, I already read that one. Thank you to Brett Systems, who says, will Kim Mack take on Ilhan Omar and AOC? Well, I think if she's able to get into the big house, she'd be able to do that. But she's running for local Congress in Pennsylvania. But thank you for your donation, man. Definitely appreciate you. Well, no, matter of fact, I'll take that back. If she gets into office, she'd be able to do that. I'm tripping. Thank you to DA, who says the budget is about tactics. We need to have defense spending to throw off the yoke of globalism. 1,000%. Absolutely. Shout out to DA, who said, read my super chat. I'm not trying to advertise on your channel. It's about the movement. It's about principle first, not about money. Love you, ABL. And he also says, Larry Elder, Brandon Tatum, Candace Owens, Magnificent, Uber Guy, Jericho Green, and of course, ABL. Thank you all. Thank you for your donation, man. Definitely appreciate you, boss. Shout out to Donnie, DONI, who says, did y'all see Michelle Obama's workout playlist 2020? She was exposing the left's industry puppets, in my opinion. I did not see it, but I wouldn't be surprised about who's on there. Lizzo and crap like that. Thank you for your donation. I definitely appreciate you. Thank you to Brigadier X Pira, PRRA, who says neither Romney or Manchin flipped during the rules votes. Interesting. Thank you for that. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Brett Sessoms, who says Ilhan Omar needs to be legally removed from office, not Trump. Ilhan Omar has obviously done wrong. Trump has not done anything visibly wrong. Exactly. Ilhan Omar, you got marriage fraud, bigamy, immigration fraud, possibly, student loan education fraud, tax fraud, all kind of stuff that's going on here. So she definitely should be kicked out of office and put behind the wall. But thank you for your donation. I definitely appreciate you. He also says, did you see the D'Souza movie, Hillary's America? I saw Hillary's America in the movie theater. I saw that, and also, what else was it? Death of a Nation. I saw them both in the theater. I saw Hillary's America late at night by myself in the theater. It was just me kicking back, watching it. Had a great time. Shout out to Mike from Queens, who says Vegas odds on Trump being removed. Slim to none. I'm not really sure what the numbers would be, but it ain't really going to happen. You might as well put it at 0. But thank you for your donation. I definitely appreciate you. Thank you to Harry Henderson, who says, for your next gun, ABL. Well, I appreciate you for the gun fund money. Thank you for that. Thank you to Bucolic Buffalo, who says, nothing, just a donation. Thank you for that. I most certainly appreciate you. Now I'm going to get back to the calls, because the calls are still blowing up, and we got about a half hour left in the show. Let's go ahead and get on to it. 908, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello?
Yes, who am I speaking to?
Oh, you're speaking to Enrique Burton Cruz.
All right, speak up a little bit, boss. It's kind of hard to hear you.
Excuse me?
So speak up a little bit. It's kind of hard to hear you.
Yeah, Enrique Burton Cruz.
All right, man. What's going on?
I'm trying to watch. I'm watching your live stream right now, and I'm trying to have a conversation. I don't know if you're still taking any phone calls on your live stream.
Yeah. Are you on speaker?
Yeah, I'm gonna take you off speaker.
Yes, please.
Okay.
All right, you there? Caller, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I've been watching your live stream for a little second now, and hello.
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, when you talking to me, don't like ignore the stream because it's a delay. Okay.
I understand what you're saying. Okay.
Right.
Okay. I've been watching your live stream for a little second now. And I've been seeing how you are black. What's that word? Black. Not progressive. Black
Conservative.
Conservative. Yeah, you're black conservative. And I don't have no problem with that, you know what I'm saying? It's just that I don't feel like Trump and the Republican Party is for black people. I feel like Trump and the Republican Party are for themselves, and this you just got to check out the policies, my man. I mean, you know that, like, you know, but we know about the Democrats too. We know the Democrats, you know what I'm saying, is not for black people neither, but y'all black conservatives have to stop saying that Trump and the Republicans are for black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not for black people. You can see in their policies they not for black people. Candace Owens said something about she don't believe in reparations for black people because there's slavery all over the world. Yeah, okay, slavery all over the world, but we talking about our slavery, you know, here, and people should get paid for that. It's not even about that. Damn the money, you know, you can put it towards education or something, you know, free college or something like that. But good colleges, not no damn community colleges. And I don't want to curse. I just don't understand how you guys can sit back and say that the Republican Party and conservative values are for black people. You can check out the policies. We got Google, we have internet, and we can see that it's not for black people.
All right, I got to ask you a question. I got to ask you a question here.
Go ahead.
What policies do you think are against black people on the Republican side?
Well, I feel like the fact that Trump has cut some policies, or he's trying to cut some policies right now. He's trying the housing. I don't really know all the exact names to the policies, but I'm trying to say, you know, I'm gonna speak real quick about the housing policy. They're trying to cut housing policy. They're trying to cut, I think, some called Brown versus Education or something like that, with the board of education. They're trying to stop a bunch of things that they're doing in the education field and housing. They're trying to cut that. They're trying to cut Social Security.
Okay, hold on. Let's hold on. Let's kind of slow down. Let's go one by one. Brown versus Board of Education was the law that made schools become integrated. So is he trying to roll that back?
Okay. Well, like I was saying, I don't know the name of all the policies. I just
so as far as housing, like you may not know the name of the particular bill or whatever, or the court case that you may want to reference, but as far as housing, what is he doing that you don't like?
Well, Trump is really not doing too much that for the black community. You know what I'm saying? He's just saying, I'm in the black community. Number one, I'm from the hood.
Me too.
I see what's going on. What is he doing that I don't like? Yeah. Trump he's lying a lot. He's lying
about what?
To them. What do you mean about what? You know, he does say some bad things about these brown and black countries overseas. He does say some bad things about them. I'm not that sensitive, you know what I'm saying? I don't let words hurt me, so I don't really give a damn, but it's like, bruh, you the president.
So are we talking about policy or just things that he allegedly said? Okay. Hold on. Right. Are we talking about policy or things that he may have allegedly said that were offensive? Which one are we going to talk about first?
Okay. want to go back to the policies first because I brought up
Okay.
policies first.
Yeah.
I want to go back to policies. Now now I was saying that I don't know all the exact names to the policies that they're trying to cut. I've watched certain internet shows that have spoke about this, like the Roland Martin show. Certain shows.
Oh, Roland Martin. Okay, so is that like a good? Do you believe he's a good news source for you to get your information from?
Well, listen, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of person that just goes on what a person says just because he may be black or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because you black and, you know, I still have to Google what you're saying, you know what I'm saying? And damn, he Googles it right there on the show in front of him, you know, while he's live streaming. So, but I still, you know, just to be sure, I go back and Google some things too. And he was talking about this one piece I can't remember the name from it. I don't want to pull it up on the internet right now, so it'll take some time from me. It was talking about how it was somehow to do with education, that they're trying to cut policies for something that has to do with education. I'm not too sure about it, but I know that they're trying to get rid of Social Security. They're trying to cut back on that. They're trying to cut back on.
That's not true.
Food. They weren't trying to. Well.
How do you know that? You just said that you don't remember the policy or anything like that. You just may have kind of heard it in passing. So, I mean, I understand that people that aren't into things like I'm into politics all the time. People don't really have time to be on. People don't have time to really be involved with it. I get it. I understand. That's why I'm here, because everybody can't be like me, dedicated to politics 24/7, eat, sleep, breathe it. So I'm gonna tell you what's going on. There's been nothing talking about Social Security or trying to cut that. Now, as far as food stamps are concerned, I got a couple of things there. First of all, we should not look at any kind of cuts in food stamps as being a thing that's to hurt black people, because I don't look at black people as just being food stamp dependent, number one. Number two, it's not about trying to cut food stamps. Hold up. Let me finish. Hold up. Wait a minute. Now, he's not trying to cut food stamps. What he's trying to do is make it more efficient. Now, the policy that I heard that came from the administration was we're going to have food stamps be cut up as far as half of it will be cash or the vouchers, whatever you get now, and the other half will be direct food you get to your house, the harvest box. You got all kind of fish and broccoli, good foods that come in the box. So you get the food directly in the box, because you know, like I know, you from the hood just like me. You know, a lot of times these food stamps get abused, they get sold for drugs, and then the kids are in the house hungry, and then they got to go to church to try to get some food to make up for the money that was lost due to selling the food stamps. This way, you get the food and you're able to have these kids who need the actual food, who are going hungry, being able to get it. So for me, it makes perfect sense. How about you? What do you think about that?
Well, okay. I understand what you're saying, that there are people out there who are taking these food stamps and using them, trying to cash them in for money. Yes, they go to like corner stores. Like I said, I'm from the hood. I know they go to corner stores, any corner store. You know, whether the man running the corner store is Spanish or he's an Indian or Hindu, whatever. They go there, they cash the food stamps in for money. But you know, okay. I feel like, damn. Yeah, we understand that, but that's not the whole black community doing that.
It's not. But see, the thing about it is, again, remember I said it's not about just a thing that's about the black community being dependent upon food stamps, because it ain't just us that use it. All right, it's Americans in general that happen to be on food stamps if they're in a bad situation. So it ain't just for us. Number one, and number two, is it a bad thing if the food stamps are for food and you get food, and the amount of money that you get is not actually cut? It's just distributed in different ways. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, okay.
I want to hear your answer though. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It doesn't sound too bad if they're trying to do something like that, because I do feel like there are some people in the community that do abuse it too much, and they could get their butt out there and try to go to work or do something with themselves, like, you know what I'm saying? But I also feel like there's a lot of talking points going on the Republican side, especially Candace Owens. She's doing a lot of talking about the welfare and how black people are abusing it. And yeah, that, like I said, that may be true, but right now, white people lead, and they're the leaders in welfare at 31%. Black people are at 25%. Hispanics are at 17%, and I think others are like 6% or something like that.
Okay.
So
let's talk about that right
black
quick.
people-
So now we're going away from policy, moving towards just what people say. Let's talk about Candace right quick. If she said that we're abusing welfare, you got to look at the per capita rate in which we use it. Now, whites are about 65% of the U.S. population. If they are the majority of welfare recipients, it makes sense because they have the largest numbers. There's about 20 million of them. There, give or take, it's about
but every
40.
time-
Hold on, wait,
every time I
sir.
hear something about welfare-
Let's wait.
Okay.
Now, you got about 20 million of them, right? It's about 40 million of us. If they are, let's say, 38% of welfare recipients, we're 35% of welfare recipients. You have about less than 10% of their population on welfare benefits, but you got about 25% of our population on welfare benefits. You see the problem right there, don't you?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense how you break. I understand they have a bigger population. Okay, that makes sense of how you break it down. But at the same time, I just feel like she spends a lot of her time talking about the black community on welfare and how it takes black men out the household. I mean, we're not in the 70s or the 60s anymore. Black men are. Nobody has to leave the household. What is she talking about?
Well, I'm gonna answer your question about what she's talking about. Like the whole thing about the welfare, being an incentive for the black man to leave. It started back then, and it's been kind of a cultural norm that has persisted up until now. Once you set a precedent, once you set a tone, that tone is easier to carry over as the years progress. Because if you grew up in the household with no dad, it's like normal to you to not have a dad in the house, or to not.
I grew up in a household with no dad, not because of welfare.
No.
Because he was just a shitty.
No, wait. You can't cuss. You can't cuss. Caller. You can't cuss on the show.
Okay.
Now, you're saying that you grew up in a house with no dad because he was a bad dad. Okay, I understand. But you gotta zoom out, and don't look at just yourself and your situation. Zoom out at the whole black community and look at how culturally normal that is. You from the hood, I'm from the hood. Everybody pretty much had no dad in the house. It's a normal thing. It's not even something that was unheard of. But before 1960, we had about an 80% two-parent household rate. 80% two parents in the house. Before the kids were born, you had two married parents at an 80% rate. Now, fast forward to 2020, you have a 76% single-parent household rate. And the reason why is because, first, the welfare state made it be an incentive. We took it, then it became a normal thing for us to have. You grew up in a house with no dad, it was easier for you to have a house with no dad or to not be there yourself. That's what happened. That's why we're dealing with it today. And the women have an incentive to have a baby willy-nilly because they know that if they don't have the dad there, the government will be there. They know that if the dad decides to leave or whatever, he can be put on child support. You got guys getting locked up behind child support. That did not exist before 1960. This whole culture of not having parents together before the kids were born. You see what I'm saying? So that's what she's talking about. Does it make sense to you?
It makes sense to me how you break it down, but when she's just on stage in front of white people, whoever, she's just screaming. She doesn't break it down like that, my man, and you know that. You seen her, I seen her. She just says it how she says it. She calls it tough love for the black community. Me and you both know if you talk to, okay, I want to say that if you talk to ignorant black people some type of way, and and they the ones that really from the hood that be in the streets for real, if you talk to them that type of way, you're not gonna get anywhere with them. You have to sit down, really talk to them. Like I said, like I've been to jail, you know what I'm saying, but just because I've been to jail and I've been in the streets, that don't mean that I can't have a conversation with y'all conservatives. I just feel like, well, damn, we have to look at the policies, check out what Trump is doing. I see you talking, I see Candace talking, and I feel like, well, you have a platform where you can be speaking on both things truthfully. And I don't say that, I'm not saying that you don't speak truthfully, but brother, let's be honest. When I hear you talk, I hear you talking for the Republican Party. I see the two different flags behind you. There was no time good in America for black people. You know what I'm saying? There was no time. I mean, I heard Killer Mike talking about when black people had got some type of land and houses. Okay, when black people got the land and houses and white people was giving them the contracts to pave roads and fix up buildings and do stuff like that, what happened? They saw black people getting successful from that, and then they killed them all right after this. They said, "Damn."
So is that what happened? We just didn't survive. We didn't survive after slavery. We were just getting killed. Like all of us died after slavery. How are we here right now talking? How did that happen?
Well, because we're here right now talking because some black people had to runaway slaves. They fought. They had to go hide and stuff like that. And then when they finally got a little bit more freedom besides that, they had to fight for all this stuff.
The reality is that
what happened? You think that they gave us our freedom? They didn't give us our freedom, my brother. Y'all talking for a party, and the Democrats are no good neither. But let's be honest, the Democrats didn't start the KKK. The Knights of Templars started the KKK. That's who started the KKK, not no damn Democrats.
Now, the 1924 Democratic National Convention, who was there?
Oh God, I don't know. You have to tell me that.
The KKK. They called it. The KKK went to the Democratic Convention. Wait a minute, sir. Let me finish. 1924, the KKK went to the Democratic National Convention in their full robes, flags, all of that stuff, and it was called the Klan Bake. It was fine. It was okay. Let's talk about the senator from West Virginia, Robert Byrd. 50 years he was there. He was a KKK member, lifelong Democrat. Let's talk about Woodrow Wilson playing Birth of a Nation in the White House, which caused a new wave of the KKK to arise. Okay, like these are facts. This is just what it is. Okay, so and the Democratic Party has not really changed. Look at what they advocate for right now. They advocate for abortion. Yeah. Do you know how many black babies have been killed through abortion since 1973 Roe v. Wade that the Democrats support? Do you know how many?
But you can't tell.
Wait, sir. Do you know how many black babies have, sir?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Take a wild guess.
You said since 1970, who?
1973.
What? How many? About 3 million, 4 million?
21 million.
Damn.
21 million black babies have been killed since 1973 Roe v. Wade. There's only 36 million of us right now in America. Our population is cut by at least half. We're talking about, Candace Owens and Democrats, Republicans. Meanwhile, 51% of us don't even exist. And that's Democrats who want to support that. The Republicans say, let's stop abortion. Let's end abortion. Let's give the babies a chance at life. Now, if the Republicans were so far against the black people and they hated black folks, wouldn't they support abortion? What better way to get us out of the way than to kill us before we even get a chance to live? The Democrats want to do that for you. They want to put black women in the front of Planned Parenthood, make them the CEOs of Planned Parenthood, and promote abortion. 80% of the Planned Parenthood clinics are in black and Hispanic communities. Who supports that? The Democrats. Who's against it? The Republicans. So I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to make a case that the Republicans are against black folks with that kind of information that you are able to get.
I'm trying to make the case that they're neither one are for us. Obama, yeah, people are going crazy for Obama. Oh yeah, Obama's great and stuff. I'm looking at Obama like, please, he's still for them. Check out his policies. You have to do something for the community. You have to do something for the people. You can talk about yes, we can and all that. I knew the Democrats just put Obama out there as a puppet. So please, I see it for what it is. What I'm trying to tell you as my black brother, they both not for us. Trust and believe me. They talk they talk good. They talk good, just like they say the devil talk good. You know, I don't even believe in the devil like that. They say the devil talk good. You know what I'm saying? They come to you with smiles. They come to you, oh, you know what I'm saying? The Democrats, oh, we want to give you handouts. We want to give you
the Democrats want to kill you. Republicans don't want to kill you. So it's kind of hard for me to say that they're both bad. Huh? What do you say?
You think so? You think the Republicans care about you so much more than the Democrats? They both. It's the left.
Okay, but look, listen.
Wing.
Okay,
left wing. Listen, brother.
I know. Hold on, sir. I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say. Left wing, right wing, same bird. Heard it a million times. I know what you're going to say. But my point is this, sir. Listen to me. Listen to me, sir. Now, if I told you one party wanted to kill you and were successful in doing it, and the other party wanted to save you and not kill you, how could you at the same time say that they're both bad for you? How does it make any sense?
Well, you know what? We have to go to Let's go to the Republican leaders.
No, but listen to what I'm saying, sir. We can't. We don't, sir. We don't have that much time on the show. I gotta actually get ready to go here because you've been online for a long time. Now, if I were to tell you that one party wanted to kill you and they were successful at being able to do it, and the other party wanted to save you and not kill you and rescue you from being killed, how could you at the same time, how could you at the same time say that they both were bad for you? When one wanted to literally kill you and kill 21 million of you, half of your population, and the other one did not want to kill you, they wanted to save you and have more of you be here. How could you at the same time say that they both bad for you? How are they equal with that kind of information being out there? How does it make any sense? Does it make sense?
Just because 21 million babies were aborted, you have to realize that that's the responsibilities of those people who chose to have them kids and go abort them kids. Nobody can look at a whole community and say, well, 21 million people were aborted, and we have to say, well, put that on the community. No, you have to look at those people. That's on that person.
So if Donald Trump came out and said that it's good that 21 million black babies were killed through abortion, how would you feel about that?
If Trump came out and said that, then I was shocked when you told me that's how many it was.
But if he said it, how would you feel?
If he said it, I probably would have had to Google it and see if it was true or not.
No. Okay, let's if you saw Trump on TV with your own two eyes and live real time at a rally and say it was good that 21 million black babies were aborted, what would your reaction be?
You said that if he said that if it was good or if it was bad.
If he said on TV and you saw it with your own two eyes that it was a good thing that 21 million black babies had been aborted, how would you feel about that?
Hell no, I'll be going off on them.
But the Democrats want to say that. The Democrats say it's a good thing that you got to have abortion rights. The Democrats support that, but you say that they're the same and there's no real difference.
They didn't come out and say it like you just said it.
I mean, that's what they're doing, you see. But the Democrats want to make it be like, oh, it's about reproductive rights and it's about this, that, and the third. What it's really about is trying to get you out of the way. Look up Margaret Sanger. Look into her. Okay. Look into what Planned Parenthood was before it became Planned Parenthood. It was called eugenics. They wanted to have the white race be the superior race, and they wanted to get rid of us to pave way for them. Okay, look into that, man. But I gotta get out of here, man. Thank you for the conversation, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay. I follow your lives, brother. I'll definitely catch you on another live stream and call back in.
All right, now take care.
All right, you take care.
All right. Shout out to the caller. That was a long call, and I don't normally do that, but I felt like I had to do that. It kind of came over me to go ahead and get that done. Yeah. I mean, I want my man to look up everything, like, because I've been where he's at, and I understand. I'm empathetic towards him. I just had the information, and once you get the information, then you're able to really understand what's going on. Okay, in the black community, the information's not given out to you. You got to go find it. You got to go search it out. So hopefully, he's able to gain the information and see what the Democratic Party are really doing. 21 million black babies. I mean, we're talking about individual people and who said what, who said this. Meanwhile, 51% of the population not even here. We're not even half of us are not even existing. We should be about 70 million in America, 80 million in America. We're only about 36 million, and it's stagnant. I was telling somebody that we're only about 13% of the population, and they said, how can that be so? We've been that same population percentage for years and years. It's like, well, when you're killing your babies off, how are you going to be able to grow? When you kill off half your population through abortion, how can you grow? When you're 38% of the population, when you are aborting more babies than they're actually, when you have more abortions than live births in a place like New York City, by a margin of 6,500, 18,500 abortions versus 12,000 live births. How can you grow population like that? You're not going to meet replacement. Black replacement rate is right around 1.8, 1.9, maybe like 1.85%. You need 2.1 replacement rate in the West to maintain population, let alone grow. We're at 1.8. We're below replacement. That's going to be population stagnation or decrease. Then with the illegal aliens coming in, popping up babies like popcorn, they're Catholics, ain't no protection. They having like 4 or 5 kids at a time. Everybody's named Jesus, and they out here doing whatever they doing. I mean, we're toast. We're totally toast. But hey, thank y'all for being here. I definitely appreciate you. Hopefully you enjoyed the show tonight, but I got to go ahead and go. I got to wrap it on up, put a nice bow on the top, and that'll be a wrap for me. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you to all the mods. My man Sushi, thank you for being here as a mod, man. And again, I really enjoyed meeting you, man, at the Charlotte Brexit rally. I'm going to go to a lot more of these rallies and more political events this year. I traveled a lot last year towards the end of last year, like second half of last year. I'm going to travel a lot more this year. Thank you to Michelle A., Cynthia Webb, Shreebs, Bill from the Hills, Elijah Jean, all you guys, Ansel, of course, the whole mod squad, for being here. True Helper, if you in the chat, thank you for doing what you do. Thank you to all you guys, and shout out to the super chatters. You guys rock as always. Shout out to Slavica Topic. I know I butchered your name, and I'm sorry for the emoji super chat. I really, really appreciate you. And let me see if I got everybody before I wrap it on up with a bow on the top. Shout out to Say Hi, who says you wrapped it tight and put a beautiful bow on top this evening. Godspeed, ABL. Thank you for your donation and your very kind words. I definitely appreciate you. That'll be a wrap for me. So thank y'all for joining yet again. If you did not get on, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to keep the calls, not be 20 minutes next time. But until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.